Get your spectral sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good.
Just grab a drink, cause we guarantee this show's gonna stink. But we're happy you joined this nightmare. You came for this shit, so pull up a chair. Before we light this dumpster fire, fueled by failure and desire, let's show these losers sad and tired, washed up freaks that no one hired. Welcome to the Losers Lounge. We're all here to fuck around. We're loud and dumb in every way, walking jokes that are here to stay. Just sit back and relax. Hell yeah! Blue collar's back with a whiskey grin, a hopeless loser that can never win. Drinks all night until his tears run dry. Wakes up alone and still wonders why. He's such a loser. We got Critic A.O., the voice of gloom. He talks like death just left the room. His words can make the air so dry. Listening to him, you'll wanna die. Get to the point. Now here's Brock to file a digital fiend, the grossest man you've ever seen. His search history will make you sick. He's a real creep that's vile and thick. He's fucking gross. We have inside man, this mysterious prick. He's a background loser who thinks he's slick. Been in 100 films and no one cares. Like Hollywood herpes, he spreads everywhere. He's fucking worthless. Emperor Goodwin arrives, this ancient threat with prehistoric rage that you'll never forget. He's a resurrected corpse with eternal spite, slumbers all damn day just to bitch all night. He's fucking miserable. This sick bastard truly scares us all. He cackles when he sees a bum crawl. Seeing things burn makes him feel alive. Loving it when the filth doesn't survive. He's a real sick fuck. Whoa! Let's get this show started. Hell yeah! Let's get this show started. Hell yeah!
You're unique. I feel a responsibility to help you become whatever you're able to be.
Boy, so glad right there. Reno the Hamster said it, never a good one, because yes, this is the 89th one, and I think with the British Special 90, but of all the films I've covered with everybody, comedy, action, when Emperor Good, when this was his suggestion, I'm like, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
You know, it's amazing how, like, I'll often say, like, actually, we watched Gremlins last week. I watched Gremlins 2 with my kid last night for the hell of it, and it's such a, it knows what it is. I forgot so many aspects of Gremlins 2, just all the comedy aspects. I saw this film once, and I remembered every fucking detail about this goddamn movie, which shows you how film, the right film, can stay with you for a long time. And as Jay Goodwin said, when this film came out, boy, I was had to pick my trailer footage selectively because copyright and stuff. Watching the trailer for this film as we watch this film, boy, talk about marketing fucking up a franchise or a film.
Yeah, Disney definitely did good. Look, we do the Disney thing. We got the Robin Williams Heap Honey, and then we do the yuck. Look at this and this wacky with the kids, and that's not what this story is about at all.
Yeah,
But the marketing was good enough that it turned me off from seeing it in the theaters. And the only reason I saw it was accidentally on cable late one night, and about half, I think it was maybe 20-30 minutes in, there was a scene, which I'm sure we'll get to, that immediately like caught my attention. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Do you actually understand this material? Yes, you do.
yeah. And this film came out when I was 18, so I was still back then in theater and in the films, but like in theaters, I'd still the Commandos, Rambos, and like Goodwin said, saw the trailer whenever when it came out at the time, and I'm like, it seems like a kind of a kid's film, and I'll wait for video. And eventually, we still had DVDs. I sat there and watched this film at 19, and like Goodwin said, I was watching this film like, this is not what you guys were advertising
Yeah.
by any means.
It's
So
got a
holy
little heavy.
shit. Yeah, well, and it's thing, and like, and of course, all my friends were teenagers. Guys wanted to see more Stallone and Rambo and Demolition Man and Matrix, as you do. Well, I remember said watching this at 19, I'm like, this is too deep for my 19-year-old fucking brain. And again, I was skimming through this film with the overlay, and just every scene in this fucking movie, I remember all of it. And I'm like, at 19, I'm like, this is too heavy. Now, of course, my 40s, I was drinking afterwards, like, this is so fucking depressing, Jay. Why'd you pick this film?
It is, but it's also uplifting. I mean, there was a few times I was sitting there and I was like, I'm not crying. It's just something in my eye. Stop it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And but it's, and also like you said with Disney, hey guys, I am old enough to remember. My poor kid doesn't know this, but there was a time in history when you're watching this rewatch with us that Disney made good films a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Disney actually can make good movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking one.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing this. You know, the first time I saw this again, exactly the same as Jay. I mean, the trailer completely put me off. I thought, oh God, no, please. You know, this is not what I really want to go and watch. But and I caught this on TV. I think it was its premiere screening on terrestrial television over here. And I thought, there's nothing else on. I may as well start with this. And
Yeah.
and of course, having read some Asimov as well, particularly the iRobot stories,
Mhm.
and knowing that this was partially penned by Asimov.
Yeah.
I thought, this could be quite interesting, and of course, it was above and beyond what I was expecting. Um, and I think we've mentioned this before. We have so many movies and so many TV shows where you hear in the in the little kind of promotion pieces that they do in the featurettes, and they all come out with, oh, well, what this movie does or what this TV show does is it explores what it means to be human, and they don't. They never do. It's they're kind of
Alien Earth.
overreaching themselves with that statement. This
Wow.
does.
Masterpiece there, but Lord Tentacles.
I mean, this is the if you want a comparison of why episode 1 of Alien Earth, I knew this whole series is going to be shit. When they start to talk about the idea of immortal, human minds in these robot bodies, and then the conclusion is, oh, we'll have infinite consumers, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Noah Hawley, go away, because this movie very much understands that you're going to be substantially different and not really human.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so as Goodwin said before, this film, my time marker is 2 hours and 11 minutes. Just playing talk about. We'll start it soon, and I never actually start off a stream drinking straight fucking Jack and Apple, but I'm gonna slow down. But just because subject, this is straight whiskey I'm drinking because yes, again, this film. How many times so Goodwin and Gary, but of course Luke and Al are privy to this. But being a father, how many fucking films have passed 5 years low? And I'm like, man, this shit it's so different now.
Yeah,
it is. And there's also, I mean, there's certainly some sad moments, and that was one of the critical complaints about this, which just made me want to throw things at a lot of critics. But there's also moments where you tear up simply from like the aspiration. That someone is willing to go so far, simply to be recognized as what they are, and then realizing the necessary components to be the thing they aspire to, and then doing it, and their greatest victory is at their last moment.
It's a genuinely intelligent movie. That's what I like about it. It's genuinely intelligent. It's not pretending to be intelligent. It's not got a facade or anything like that. It is an intelligent film.
Yes.
And that's what I like about it. If you go watch this film, I just go, no, just watch it. I'm not telling you what it's about. Go watch it.
But what this is, I mean, if this were, I mean, we say this constantly. If this were to be made today, we know how allegorical this would be. It would be an allegory for something, a metaphor for something. But it would be, it wouldn't even be allegorical. It would be in your face,
explicit.
It would be so
very
pounded
explicit
into you. Exactly what he's feeling, exactly what he's going through, rather than allowing Robin Williams to do it himself. And he was very, very good at that kind of thing.
And I'll be honest, I personally, in my personal opinion, I mean, I was never really a great fan of Robin Williams. I know that probably goes against the grain, but genuinely think that this is absolutely his best performance, bar none. I don't think I've seen him as good as this. I really think this is exceptional.
Yeah. I mean, I think. Well, I think you have a Williams who is able to do both. The straight comedy, right, where he's the straight man, but he's saying comedic things, and he has obviously the comedic timing, and that's what he was excellent at. But combined with a great script where the things that he's saying actually have weight and import. I mean, I look at some, if I want to look at something that's kind of a bit mawkish and maudlin, then I would look at Dead Poet Society and say, that's kind of him doing that. But even then, I mean, there's a lot of subtlety to his portrayal. Fisher King is probably my favorite with him.
Oh my God, yeah. Do you know, I'd completely forgotten about Fisher King.
That is very.
My God, what a movie!
Yeah.
What a good movie. Yeah, my
Jeff
God.
Bridges as well.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
I think that the scene in Grand Central Station is just absolutely sublime. Just fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so there's the I think the problem with Robin Williams is with a lot of actors, and especially comedic actors, that you're funny, we'll put you in anything. And he had so many other skills that he could draw on, and so few movies really took advantage of his full range.
True.
Yeah.
Well, many people say that some of the best dramatic performances are from comic actors.
Absolutely right.
There's so many comics. Their comics come from self-deprecation, also self-hatred, and such dramatic performances. It's man.
Well,
I mean, even when the comedians go off and do other stuff, like what was it? Is it 1 Hour Photo? I think William.
Yeah, that was really good. That was
I enjoyed that. Creepy as fuck film that is. Just showing a completely different side
about
to
the
him.
same year as Insomnia as well. I mean, that was another dark road during that same year. Not till I think it was released around about the same time.
Yeah, I think the thing about comedians is you operate in front of a live audience. You learn to manipulate people really well, but also that the understanding of timing and of silence is so important to comedy. Whereas if all you're doing is you're on the stage, or worse, on a film where you don't really get any feedback at all, you don't develop those natural senses of no, let that breathe for just a moment.
Yeah. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I said plenty to talk about. We'll start right now. Touch on logo, and so far Gremlins, I made the overlay a little bit darker because WB came back to me. They're desperate. They're selling their stock, but they're like, hey, copyright claim wasn't a big thing, get 30 viewers, but overlay's a little bit darker now because WB's like, they just tagged the whole fucking stream. I was like, God damn, guys, it was like, wait, it's Gremlins, but they're getting desperate.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's see the Touchstone Pictures now cut out.
I've not seen this film, by the way, for about 15 years.
I mean, I watched just the one time out because it felt like even at 19, I'm like, this film, it's so heavy. I don't feel like watching it again.
Yeah, same, man. Yeah,
but that's not in a bad way, though.
Absolutely brutal. And yeah, I've read a lot of Asimov as well, particularly his Robot Works.
Yeah. Now, in some knowledge, because Jay and Gary know this now, this is again a remake, right?
No. So what it is it's the original story that it was a novelette that was based off of was the Bicentennial Man, which then I think that was in the mid 70s when that came out, and then very early 90s Asimov came out with the Positronic Man, which is much more in line with what this movie is. But was it Kazan did the screenplay for this?
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, great tie-in with Gremlins, because Chris Columbus wrote Gremlins, and he directed this movie.
Was there an alternate ending, guys? I honestly don't know.
I don't think so, or I haven't seen it.
You're thinking of AI. I think AI might not AI. iRobot might have an alternate ending. I don't think.
That's a piece of shit. So.
Yes.
That's an example of a really bad
piece of shit.
I did not murder him.
What made me laugh in the opening credits of that? It doesn't say based on Isaac Asimov's iRobot. It says suggested by Isaac Asimov's iRobot. Whatever the hell that means.
It meant I had iRobot on my bookshelf. I haven't actually read it, but it was near me while I wrote something.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
I glanced.
I saw the title. And I saw the title. I thought it sounded good. So
I forgot. Now I'm playing a film in my headphones. You guys don't hear my audio, do you?
No.
Okay, no.
Because one time I did that, someone heard the audio, and I'm like, I had a movie playing. I'm like, shit. And I was worried about their once you gooches or Niats, like I don't want their stream getting taken out for audio through my headphones. And
no, I've got my headphones on, so there shouldn't be any music.
Well, and so many times now, because I've so good when being, especially with Mad Max, man. Fuck, man. Certain films, I always say, watch certain films at home in a theater, awesome. But watch certain films with headphones on. It often is a different experience.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can hear everything, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially
Mad Max. I remember watching The Dark Knight with headphones, and the moment someone shot a gun, I was like, bang, nearly burst my fucking eardrums.
I forgot this was a James Horner score as well.
Yes, it was. Yep. And they're very much some Horner.
I can hear the starter in it right this second.
Yeah. I was about to bust into Wrath of Khan, weren't you, James? I saw that.
Yeah, there's kind of little bits of the Abyss in there.
Now, to my knowledge, this might have been something I read wrong, Goodwin, but like, if this didn't fail, they had plans for a sequel, correct?
Yeah, the Tricentennial Man. But given that this was a massive bomb, they were like, "Nah, we're good."
Which is a shame. I think it was just really badly marketed, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, that's I'm curious because the character of Andy the robot, it's Andy, right? He has his goodbye. So what would a sequel be about?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell they would think.
By the way, I have not seen this film. By the way, I have only seen the first half of this movie. I have not seen the rest, and it's nearly 25 years, 26 years since I last saw this.
Wow.
It came out in 1999, I think. So yeah, like you guys, I just put it on TV one day. I was like, oh, I never got to see that film. What's that film? And I watched it. I was just like, oh my word, this is so. Because I've read the Complete Robot, the omnibus of Asimov's robot stories at quite a young age, and I was so taken with it. And everybody should read that book. It's a load of short stories, very clever, based around the 3 laws of robotics, which obviously everybody knows. And the different ways in which they can interact with humanity. Very, very enlightening, some brilliant sci-fi, just like reading Arthur C. Clarke's short stories as well.
It's sort of told in the form of starts in the form of an interview, isn't it, with the person that actually created the the positronic brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, not all of the stories. I mean, obviously,
no. That's how it sort of kicks off, isn't it?
Yes. One of my favourites is just something as simple as a robot that it's on another planet and it's designed to do one thing, but it gets to a point where the danger to it overrides. Because obviously, the first law is you can't allow humans to be harmed. Mm-hmm. Second law is you cannot you cannot allow yourself to be harmed unless it conflicts with the first law, and then the third law is you must follow a human's orders unless it conflicts with the second or the first law. So it's quite beautifully laid out.
Yeah.
And there's a scenario where basically a robot has to go and rescue a human, but there's a certain distance at which it overrides the second law.
Yeah.
So the robot tries to protect itself, but then it can't because it's got to go and protect the human. And then you have obviously the ideas of what is harm to a human.
Yeah. That's the I mean the thing about the robot stories they're much more about how morality is more complex than here I've got 3 laws and how they can work, and that you can't define a
precisely
system.
that.
Yeah,
most of the stories are about how the 3 laws don't actually work.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because mostly morality is a very complex thing, and these robots, they use these kind of logistics to simplify it, and it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. At the end of the day, the robot is just literally it's a series of ones and zeros. It's binary. It switches. And
more than that.
That's the whole idea behind it, is that you can't just. I mean, there's one story where a robot, I think he's called QT.
Yeah, QT. Yeah.
Religion.
That's the one on the sort of space station thing, isn't it?
On the space station, yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
what an interesting story that is.
He discovers religion and starts sort of rounding up the humans, going like, "My God created you," and they're like, "No, we'll show you. We'll put together a robot." And they put together a robot in front of him. He goes, "Yeah, but where did the parts come from?" And they're like, It's fascinating stuff. I fully recommend anybody reads The Complete Robot, be it an ebook or
really incredible piece of work.
I think I'm guessing that what inspired him from that is that so Boolean mathematics coming from George Boole. The reason that Boole created that the Boolean algebra was because of morality and ethics. He was trying to create a calculus that would allow you to figure out, if anything is right or wrong. But the problem is that many things are trinary in nature, not binary.
Yes.
And so it was flawed initially.
That's
also,
the thing, isn't it? There's so many things that you can sum up with a equation or a formula.
Right. But when you run into like Gödel's incompleteness theorem, where the idea is like any mathematical logical system, there is a truth that is always external to it, that it can't prove itself, that there has to be an external. This is grounded truth. Can you prove it? Nope. It's just part of the system.
I love just small things now. You notice that the kids, one kid's scared of them, one kid's like, it's stupid, like how much new technology kids. But sometimes a being that can walk around robot, like poor little girl's scared of this fucking thing.
Well, yeah, I mean the scene that absolutely I was like, all right, I see you. I'm looking at you now. Is when the head of the company, when they bring Andrew, and he keeps calling it, and Sam Neill keeps calling him he and him and all that, and then he kind of pauses for a minute and he goes, okay, but it's perfectly understandable you would do this because you would anthropomorphize. And I was like, oh, I see you. All right. You've got my attention now because you actually understand the mechanics of what's going on here.
Yeah.
That's so efficient too. Like you just plug into a regular wall outlet. Sure, that's goddamn.
How come none of my shit recharges looking like this? What the
hell? Well, that's why I laugh because it's amazing too, guys, that we see this. So this takes place in 2005. Hey, 2005, look at these advanced technology and the cars that are floating on air. And yeah, sure, because it's 2025 in a Tesla, you plug it in and fucking short circuits half your house. Like,
yeah.
How can I already be like 30 seconds ahead of you? What the hell's going on?
It's lag sometimes.
He's sweeping the bloody barn now, or the basement for me.
Yeah, my timestamp is 9 minutes and 15. 9:20 where I'm at right now.
9:20. I'm just going to jump back a little bit.
It's a damn UK time, man.
Otherwise, I'll start talking about stuff that's not even bloody happened.
The hilarious thing is that I'm at like 8:55 and I'm ahead of you by a little bit.
Funny point here. That spider there, there's about to be a spider, by the way, spoilers, is not a spoiler. Is not a spider that lives in North America. That is a baby pink-toed tarantula.
Yeah, I was like, that was a tarantula, and I was like, that's okay. But they picked something big that would move slowly. And all right.
See, this is why guys want robots for you. Clean your fucking basement, asshole. You know what? Fucking lazy fucks. We're already seeing now.
I just get distracted. I'd open up a box and be like, oh, fuck it. I'm not seeing this in like ages.
Yeah.
Nothing's getting tidied.
I achieved nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I found some cool shit and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, so every 5 minutes.
So I've not seen the making of this. Was Robin Williams in the suit?
He's in the suit the whole time.
Yeah.
No way. That's so cool.
They did not use a stunt double for him for this.
Now, and shockingly, which I did read, Jay, that he said that it took about 4 hours, which in comparison, some actors are in the that damn chair for 12, 16 fucking hours.
Yeah.
To get that suit down to only 4, that's impressive. Because poor Peter Weller, ask Peter Weller how RoboCop went.
Yeah. I would imagine that the suit took less time than his old age makeup towards the end of the movie.
Yes, really? I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're doing a lot of cheats with this. I mean, they've got lycra, at the waist and
exactly.
Like
you can see the suits made up of bits that you can just put on. It's not all individual plates and stuff like that.
Well, because like every time he's blinking, is that a digital effect or is that like an actual practical? Because it's not Robin Williams blinking; it's the suit.
No, you've got somebody with actuators that are hitting it. It's puppeted.
Someone's got a remote control on him.
Yeah,
he could have been framed for a murder if he wasn't careful.
Yeah, that's right. He blinked him to death.
That's cool how Andrew can make food because that was whole remember Futurama with Bender. Bender doesn't have taste buds, so Bender was a shitty chef, and of course Bender kept putting meth into the food.
They kept coming back for it, didn't they?
Exactly.
Yeah, it could be like Bender just fucking makes food that just burns you inside out. Burns your inside out.
Well, everyone's like, why is Bender food so good for? Because he's putting drugs in it. Why?
Eat the food. I slaved 8 hours in that kitchen for you. They keep throwing it on the floor and it just melts the floor away.
That was when I worked in the Bay Area. I had a job that was in San Francisco for part of the week, and there was we were near Chinatown, so we went to like this little hole in the wall that had this house wonton soup, and I had it and I was like, holy shit, this stuff is excellent. And so I would start bringing coworkers, and by the end of the week everybody was eating there. And so for like a month that was the only place we ate. It was always, let's just get the house wonton soup. And then we had some people fly in because they had heard about it. I mean, the legend of this soup had spread throughout the country, and actually into Canada, because that's where some of this group was coming from. So they came in, they're like, we want this. And we started calling it crack soup because we were convinced that they put crack in it.
Who says they weren't?
Yeah, the problem is that we took these people from out of town to it, and they had changed the chef. And so we get it, and I like take
that was the second rule.
I get like a slurp of it. It was like, what the hell? And I'm looking at like a buddy of mine, and he's looking at me, and what the hell? And the other ones are kind of whatever. And so I called the lady over, and I was like, did you change chefs or recipe or something? She goes, oh yeah, he'd gone, this, that, whatever. And so I turned to him and I said, I apologize. We promised you crack soup. You get butt crack soup instead.
What the hell? Have we got 2 different versions of this film? A minute to get ahead of you again.
Oh, I bought this off Voodoo, so that's what I'm looking at. As you see right there, she's about to tell him to jump out the window. He's like a lovely breeze.
Yeah, so he's at the front door already. So oh man, never mind. Sure, it's fine.
Well, he is jumping. She told him to jump. He's jumping.
Yeah, well, so it's the second law. The second law should overwrite the third rule. So really, probably should have done
what was that crash, guys?
Well, but that's your first hint that he's not quite right.
No, true. It's really weird because can you imagine like having an anthropomorphic robot like that? Like we've already got the little shitty fucking vacuum cleaners and that kind of thing. You know, this kind of thing is going to start making its way into our home, but it's very different to having something that actually looks like a human.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's
an android, as it were.
Your risk is that you anthropomorphize it, and
exactly that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. You know,
and as they point out, you know that they do experiments with like making it more realistic, be able to to show emotions on the face, and it actually disquieted people.
Yeah,
because
absolutely. I think that would be. I think at the very least, I don't think you'd be able to give it a face. I really don't.
I think you can. I think it has to be dissimilar enough from humans so that it doesn't go taking a trip down to the uncanny valley and hanging around there and causing repulsion.
Well, have you seen Jigs? And you're always up to date with tech stuff. I know I showed several people that in January next year, that whole it's called NEVO robot coming out.
Is a form of property.
Yeah, that's a load of shit. So I mean, it's a look. We did thing. I mean, it's about as legit as most of the crypto coins and AI offerings that you're gonna be seeing.
But the whole face in that thing. But if the ones I've seen on YouTube, it's like the face is it's like a blank, just robot face. It's not like it doesn't look like a person. You can
I think like one of your smarter ways to do the facial stuff is Moon, where you have a screen that has like very simple icon type things to express, because it avoids the uncanny valley.
Yeah, that's what I would think they would have to go with, because otherwise there's going to be a lot of I mean, we've already seen what people are kind of starting to use robots for and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
No, so
you just look at what people are doing with AI, and I'm not talking about Miss Sparkle's, having a bit of fun with photos and stuff, but you see some of the really creepy shit that people are doing with AI, and you're like, well, I can see where this is going to go, kind of thing, you know.
Well, it sucks too. He said he can't self maintenance, so like shit, you bring him back to the shop. Man, he just broke the fucking $20,000 toy.
Well, yeah, the problem, I mean, it's one of the things where it's like, it's okay, I can do self-maintenance. And I was like, dude, you can't even walk through a door. I'm not sure that you're going to be able to reliably repair yourself right now.
Yeah, I would have brought that thing back. Like, what else was warranty in this thing?
I think the other crazy thing about this film is just to realize that it's 25 years old now, or 26 years old.
26, yeah.
And, we've not really had anything that's taken on this subject like this since.
I mean, the closest thing would be in Star Trek Next Generation, for all its flaws, when Data, with the whole Borg, when Data started becoming human.
Yeah, that predates this. Yeah, that was over by 94.
So
first contact would be what, 98?
Yeah, right around this time.
Yeah,
right around this time. But yeah, I mean, Data's journey begins obviously back in 87.
Yeah, your Measure of a Man and all of that.
Oh man, what an absolutely standout piece of sci-fi that was.
Yeah.
And then I look at what Star Trek is these days, and I fucking start.
I'm gay.
Okay, start.
Right.
My Star Trek Starfleet Academy video is doing rather well. It's got me a lot of subs. I'm quite pleased.
Good man.
God, he broke a little glass horse, you son of a bitch.
Well, I mean, that's exactly it. It's just showing that they don't, robots don't have the tactile sensitivity required, I suppose.
Yeah, they lack the soul. That's it. There's a lot of things that having a soul can do. Sentimental value, emotions you feel towards something.
Well, if we're going to talk about another great robot film, I would put WALL-E up there. First 45 minutes of WALL-E. It's like this beautiful silent movie.
All right. Well, first of all, WALL-E is not a film. It is one of the 3 sacred prophecies. Make that clear. It does not count. Demolition Man, WALL-E, and Idiocracy. Those aren't movies. Those are actually prophecy.
Sorry, what was the last one there, Emperor?
It's WALL-E, Demolition Man, and Idiocracy.
Oh, Demolition Man, yes, of course. And that's getting a fucking sequel soon.
Is that official now? Is that true? Because I've been hearing.
I think I think Stallone signed up for it now, which sucks.
Yeah. Because with Hollywood rumors, I read rumor yesterday. Rumors said that like it was going to be Stallone, Sandra Bullock, and Wesley Snipes is coming back. Which I'm like, you're bringing back Snipes? Didn't he?
It's going to be Geriatric Man, not Demolition Man. It's going to demolish.
They cloned one of the little chunks of him that was left.
You did? I didn't check. What time? I didn't see it. Is this one of the films Nadia's seen? The number 6. I mean, it is a robot.
Yeah, she hangs around with her own kind.
Telling you, man. See, unlike Nadia, this thing isn't trying to kill us. Andy's a nice robot.
Yeah, but he also doesn't have a pop culture upgrade that allows him to know.
Yeah, but she can probably teach it to euthanize her sister, saying it's to prevent. It's for a good thing, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So she's in pain. She needs to be part of a misery.
Just go hot fuzz mode. It's for the greater good.
I would check.
The greater good. We're gonna have to do that film one day because I fucking
mate. We need to do hot fuzz. That
it was.
There's been so few times I've been in a cinema and actually just kind of been blown away at the twist that a film takes.
Nadia wants to cover Welcome to Derry. Sure, I'll cover it with you.
I like
it. I've not seen any of that yet, actually. No.
It's definitely got problems, but I respect Skarsgård. He's trying his fucking ass off. Skarsgård is really just going all out.
I just saw that Skarsgård's done a new film with Anthony Hopkins that I need to check out. No difference in good.
Was it that Locked In film? Whatever it's called.
Something like that, yeah.
I liked it just because, like, you know what? Anthony Hopkins is torturing him while fucking filming. Like, he makes him drink his own piss.
Jesus.
Look, it's been 3 days, man. After while he's looking at that bottle of pee, like, you know, it's been 3 days.
That escalated quickly.
He tortures him the whole fucking movie. Like, I kind of enjoyed it. It's about a grumpy old man torturing a young kid.
I love this moment because this is the hold up. Wait a minute. Sam Neill, again, smart guy, understands philosophy. You kind of sense that he's involved with the law or something like that. And he's recognizing, okay, the creativities, that's not something that you would expect from this.
Yeah, see, I'm fucking going ahead again as well. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm just.
I mean, this game.
With it, to be honest, I'm sure that like Blue has basically got some kind of software that just plays something at 9/10 speed.
I mean, it came from the Fandango at home servers, man.
It's like video games. You putzes playing at 50 hertz just don't have the same experience that we do at 60.
This is the difference between NTSC and PAL.
Yeah, and PAL, exactly.
It probably is my weak ass American internet. Like, we see, Jay, was it China just unveiled the 10G? I was like, holy fuck, man! Like
10G, what?
10, like how we have 5G. I guess China says now they officially have 10G.
Congrats! Let me unveil 100G. What the fuck does that matter? This is just.
I know 10G was still getting fucking signal problems.
Basically,
show me 6 through 9G. Which generations were those exactly?
They're saying basically like how a film, like if you downloaded say like a movie at like whatever 30 minutes, now instead of 30 minutes, it's like 10 minutes. So it's just faster, but yeah. So I'm in New York. So I have the highest tier that Spectrum has available. So.
Yeah, let me get a big X to press so I can doubt that.
That's the thing. Can an inanimate object have a soul?
Yeah.
That's the question that's posed, isn't it?
I mean, music is also a great thing to sort of determine that as well, because music can do something to you emotionally.
Yeah.
And again, this is the kind of thing that's been explored in Star Trek to great effect.
Well, so the question is, and this one goes a certain way with the answer, but can you truly be human, or at least an equal intellectually, and be considered the same absent emotion?
Yeah, well, like this, I'm liking Sam Neill's reactions here as well. Nowhere to speak, just all visual.
Yes, again, it's just you can see the gears kind of going a bit, and again, an assumption that audience is not stupid, which is again match this up with the marketing and go, what the
these
fuck?
days you would have to have like somebody would have to say it, to like hammer home the fact that his character is this way. You
Because
wouldn't be able to just pick up
trailer
on
comes
it.
out this film to be a kids comedy. That's the trailer.
with funny robot, haha, in that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the marketing made it look like, and you know, it was the same problem last year with what was it, Transformers 1, which actually turned out to be a decent bloody film, but they made it look like a kiddie's.
I admit, I watched it. Yeah, my sister, my brother-in-law, my nephew. Like, you know what? This isn't. Yeah, the marketing was shitty for Transformers 1.
Marketing was terrible, and it bombed. Unfortunately, now you're getting Michael Bay back. I hope you're happy, and Shia LaBeouf.
I'll take Shia. Shia's better than what we've been getting.
He's a better actor than he was back then. I'll give him that.
Well, Goodman said so. Now he's going bringing Andy back. Like, yeah, this thing isn't defective. It's actually it's evolving.
Well, he's like, I'm just asking, kind of trying to see if this is a common thing or any of that. The corporate guy, who, by the way, also in Idiocracy, is or he's very much annoyed that this is not his red line swing line stapler. He's going to blow this place up. But that he's concerned about liability. He's concerned about the oh my god, if this gets out, then people won't trust having these NDR robots.
Yeah, I mean the worst thing that could happen would be the share price might drop. And that is how corporate organizations think. It is all about the share price and the public perception.
Yeah,
nothing about we might be get like a whole new form of fucking life developing here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's not, again, unlike a lot of modern writing, this is not mustache twirling caricature.
No, and it would be these days. Absolutely.
Yeah, right, exactly. But he has legitimate concerns about, look, we're in people's homes. We take care of their children and all of that. The idea that we might have a defective unit means that just because if you have one, you probably have more than one. And that would concern us, and it would definitely concern us if it got out. And he's figuring, oh, this guy's going to come into, because he realizes, he knows, okay, that's an intelligent man. He realizes how important this is. But that's not what Sam Neill's motivation is.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, this is at some point going to become part of our future, I think. I think it's fairly inevitable that we are going to get some kind of robot. Utility.
Killer robots getting going through prototypes, everything now.
Yeah. Well, I spent ages trying to convince ChatGPT that we should probably all be blown up, and unfortunately, it wasn't having any of it. So at the moment, there is a certain amount of programming that prohibits that kind of thing. But if it ever does get to the stage where it becomes self-aware, or at least can self-articulate, then we might be in trouble.
But the thing is, what really is self-aware when it comes to an artificial intelligence? There's no, I don't think that will ever happen. It cannot be self-aware by definition. I mean, it's a constructed piece of software. Really, it doesn't learn.
At the end of the day, it is all programming, isn't it? No matter how complicated the program is, the AI is not thinking for itself.
Now, right there, Sam Neill, he says that's a good line. There's no price on individuality.
Right, because again, he was like, okay, it's unique, and that has a word to it, right? Also, that he comes back. So this is another excellent thing: the idea that thinking people are not fungible, right? This is a moral issue that gets brought up, and they don't, look at me, I'm gonna make a noise about it. It's just, of course, because you have to recognize that as part of this world, and as part of the intelligence of it. But the idea that, I have worker I can replace with other human that does skills, like, yes, but that's not replacing the person, right? And that each individual, right, each individual is non-fungible, which also happens. There's a bit of a individualist bent to this to this movie that is definitely not the sing out of the hymnal of socialism that a lot of modern stuff is done.
I did want to ask Jay, because you always work in business and corporate stuff. Like, if they wanted to actually take Andrew and confiscate him with the right, they could actually legally take him back and say he's a harm, right? If they wanted to go that angle.
No.
Oh, okay.
So what you can do is have a recall, but if they sold it instead of licensed it, as a rental, if Sam Neill's character owns it, then no, you cannot.
Wow.
You can try and get the government to do it.
Could there not even be anything written into the contract that you would sign for ownership or anything like that?
I mean, if you own it, you own it. Your terms of terms of service are right.
Yeah.
Terms of service would involve something like we offer these services or things like that. But if they have the ability to come and get it, you don't own it.
Right.
And get into with the musical score right now. This scene, man, the background music is fantastic. The emotional weight and
it's a real shame that we lost James Horner when we did. I think he could have done some great stuff. I think he died in a plane crash. I think he was piloting.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
Cheers. Well, and like Jay said, Sam was telling him, he's like, I want you to start doing more than just having all your duties be taking care of the kids. I want you to learn more. So like he wants to push Andrew to be more than what he is. But and you get a sense too, he's not doing it out of anything selfish. He's curiosity, you'd say, but he wants to see what Andrew can become.
There's a certain amount of so again, this movie's it ain't messing around. There are a lot of layers as good sci-fi tends to do, and doesn't necessarily provide a lot of answers to you. But the idea of oh well, I want to offer you these opportunities, because you see the potential and all that. But Sam Neill still believes that Andrew is a robot, that he's not really human, and there's a bit of slavery allegory going on here.
I still like too, like Robin Williams, obviously, he sees his mouth open, like people actually do this. This thing called procreation.
It's like it all. It was my wife and I were watching this yesterday, and it gets to the part where he's like, it all sounds so messy, and I was like getting a drink in the kitchen, and I just shout out, "Yeah, if you do it right."
And there's millions of little sperms, yes, and they all die. Yeah. How often do you have sex anyway?
Like, yeah.
He's like, at least at first.
Yeah.
Goddamn married life.
Yeah, 10, 15 times a day. Then that kind of drags down a lot.
The whole process. It sounds so messy.
Yeah. If you do it right, yeah.
That's a fair comment.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment.
Humans are more complex animals. Again, just 2 words. He said they die, and then he get scene transition.
Yeah.
I've got ahead of you guys again. This is your American internet sucks.
I'm at 31.15 right now.
Yeah. All I gotta say is 60 hertz better than 50 hertz.
The blame Spectrum, goddamn it.
We've got different copies of the film. I swear to God, because I'm at 30.
What's it? Because I bought mine on Voodoo.
47, and we've already been at the scene you're at now.
I wonder if different. I know I
wonder if there's ever so slightly different cuts.
I said, the total cut for me right now is 2:11.18. That's my total length.
2:05.38. So yeah, I think we've got different cuts.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware there was different cuts, to be honest. I certainly didn't think there was a director's cut or anything. But
well, it might be European versus US.
Yeah, it could be inferior versions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm on the 2 hour 5 minute cut.
What?
But again, can you teach me to tell a joke? Something that has been explored in Star Trek.
Once again, it's a very human thing. You got to have a soul. You got to sort of get things, understand, comprehend things about humanity itself.
Well, it's the drive to be more, isn't it? And that's another thing that defines the difference between
programming and
between the robot and the human. Humans have the endeavor and the spirit to become more, to explore.
Says, yes, the film Bicentennial Man has different alternative versions with specific scenes and dialogue cut from certain television broadcasts, especially in the UK. Oh shit! International versus North American prints. So,
they don't want the Europeans to realize that you could actually be human.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah, that's it. You want to watch the Russian version? That's like 4 minutes long.
Yeah. We are all robots, comrade.
Even Mother Russia.
Yes.
So you just take out all the dialogue speech. And you just get this.
And he is perfect as is. Homo Sovieticus. But yeah, the idea of Andy again, this is another thing we don't see much, right? The idea of aspiration as central to story. Those are the stories that stick. It's a reason that this one, just stood out when I saw it accidentally on cable, because I didn't want to see this movie, because I was like, I don't want to see the Asimov stuff, destroyed by Disney. Look at this humorous movie, and then just it happened to be on while I was programming and noticed it a line and was like, oh shit, this is actually intelligent, I better watch this. And got to the end and was like, what the hell did you do?
Now, so see, Western fiction fails so often at doing this kind of
and here's the problem:
artificial intelligence sci-fi concept. Apart from the aforementioned Good Days to Star Trek, which
this is Rob Williams.
Anime and Eastern culture has been doing a really good job of picking this stuff up. There was an anime I watched recently that really delved into the whole idea of robots. I think it was called Pluto. It's actually based on an old Astro Boy comic from like the I'm say 60s, 70s, called The Ultimate Robot, and that's about a robot that wants to become more, and the concepts between artificial life and the biological, and obviously with the cyberpunk stuff, anime's been doing that for bloody years. Look at Ghost in the Shell.
But Ghost in the Shell
seem to be able to have the subtlety to do it.
Well, so Ghost in the Shell is yes, we saw Blade Runner, and we'd like to just turn the knob up to 11.
Pretty much.
So here you go. But I think that one of the reasons that you have Japan in particular being more focused on sci-fi and the idea of artificial intelligence, all that, is their birth rates are for shit. They're going to disappear as a country.
Oh yeah, no, they're dying as a species,
right? And so you have a much and they're much more technology oriented, because that's really how they came back. After World War II, and so
that's why Akira was all about as well. It was about the Japanese sort of paranoia that they were going to let technology rob them of their humanity.
Well, you can look at so many of like Appleseed is the same kind of thing, to be honest. Most of the anime deal with that in one way or another. I do quite like the time jumps in this film as well.
Yeah, as I listen to it's just the whole like, it is just music, but just seeing a robot, a simple creation, he's learning, adapting, and also the time transition right there, just playing piano. We're assuming about 10 years.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm ahead of you guys.
Yeah. So. Well, the other thing is that as Sam Neill, points out that you're not going to be like humans, because you can live forever, and the idea of time having an entirely different meaning to Andrew, to the point that I'm going to go away and do some stuff, and then comes back, and Little Miss has gotten very old.
The Immortal being covered by various different things. But that concept of watching people or things that you care about age and die.
Even like Jay said, small things like he calls her Little Miss. Well, I mean, she's not Little Miss anymore.
Yeah, I like how the Bryce sister is just this total slut now.
Nice. Nobody could have predicted that she would be the rebellious slut.
She's going to grow up well adjusted, doctor or something.
It's kind of girl Luke takes advantage of,
That's why I love the line from Andrew when he's like, but now I understand why some animals eat their young.
Yeah, this is aged a little bit though, because this looks like really trying to really out there futuristic claws.
I mean, it's incremental.
If you look at the futuristic shit from Back to the Future, it's laughable.
I was kind of taking the piss out of like futuristic films. Even Zemeckis said, these films never get the future right, so we just want to have a little bit of fun with that kind of concept.
Yeah, where's my fucking rocket pack?
It's like Star Trek individual series. It's like, we'll put the Eugenics War in like 1992 or is it 96 or something like that.
Yeah,
like, that's 30 years in the future. It'll be around to comment on it. It'll be nobody will remember it, and we're now in 2025. It's like whatever.
I'm sorry for damn sneakers that can tie themselves. Like how dare I have to tie my own shoelaces?
It's just bullshit, isn't it? I still want my floating hoverboard, man. Like,
what are you talking about? We had Velcro shoes in the 80s.
Bullshit, have you? She's got a fucking wheel on it.
Yeah, but the problem is we had to take our own hand and put the Velcro over it. Like,
oh, okay, all right.
And as I say, we're like 50 years later, we still haven't worked out how to get more energy into a battery. So,
and even small things right there. So she says right there, she goes, Andrew should get the money. It's like, but Andrew's a robot. Why would a robot need money?
Yeah.
Hey, Boosh, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, robots don't go shopping. They don't go on vacations.
Yep.
They don't eat dinners.
Hey, Boosh, I am 38 minutes into the film. But yeah, she goes, robots don't go out, no money.
Well, but again, this is so he's from a different generation. He sees robot, and yeah, Andrew has certain talents that makes him unique, but he's still robot. She grew up with him, and her understanding of him is that he is different. He's not just robot, right?
Yeah, he said right there, you can't invest emotions into a machine. Oof.
I mean, unless it vibrates really well.
But then this is the whole idea, but like behind self-determination and liberty, isn't it?
Yeah, again, this is a very individualistic movie, and the idea of freedom, right? The right, as she says, that I mean, he has the right to own the product of his labors.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's very capitalist.
He just took over Bush. He doesn't ask. He just comes in. Yeah, okay, that's the thing, Jay. It's like how much, like Andrew, we don't know like what's is there like a limit on his evolution? Does he stop evolving a 5-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 50? I mean, who knows?
Is there a limit on ours?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And what's the name, Andrew? I mean, obviously, you talk to a 5-year-old versus like a 20-year-old. There's different evolution in brain and how much you can mature. But Andrew, we don't know yet. Like, what is he? Does he cap at a certain spot? Does he?
But this is, I mean, and
you know,
the other thing is we don't all have the same sensibilities, whereas robots technically would, because they all have the same base programming. But that's the nature of individuality, isn't it? To be able to break that programming. And again, sci-fi wise, even you talk about sci-fi comedy like Red Dwarf, Lister and Crichton. It's the enduring nature of science fiction, and it's why it's so good.
Yeah, something as simple as just calling the superior a smeghead.
Yeah,
or a banana, an orange.
Yeah. What is it? It's an orange Czechoslovakian traffic warden.
It's enough duty Czechoslovakian traffic. It's the Bolivian army on maneuvers in the South Pacific.
No, his thumb. They cut off his thumb. God damn it.
I love I love when Sam Neill's like, what are we up on the 37th floor? Andrew, why don't you come over here and take a look? And he gets the little twitch or whatever. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Transcends physical form, becomes the AI god, hell-bent on annihilation of the human race.
that was Tricentennial, man. We didn't get that one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He said your sister's.
It's weird because one of my favorite, probably modern tacklings of this kind of thing, and it was only a few years after this, is the Animatrix. Not all of it, but the one that tells the downfall of the human race and the rising of the AI. I thought that was exceptionally well done.
I can't believe I have forgotten all about that. I have still not seen it.
Really?
Oh,
It's certainly better than the sequels to the Matrix.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube.
Especially that fourth one. God.
The Animatrix was. Oh man, the fourth one was.
Yeah,
the fourth one was like people cosplaying the Matrix. It's the only way I can put it. It was like Matrix LARP.
The whole point of the one was actually Trinity and Neo. That's it. I missed that entire trilogy. Like,
but yeah, the Animatrix was very, very good. I can't remember what that was called now.
I love again that she recognizes that Andrew is everything she wants, as a person, but that there's obvious barriers.
Yeah,
it's called the Second Renaissance, Northern, and it is all on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
at the time,
definitely.
The Animatrix was so ahead of time because they blended anime but also CGI, and it was such a great.
The Animatrix was like Goodman says was better than any of the sequel Matrix films.
Yeah,
without a doubt. Even the ones that weren't that great were better.
He tells her, "Marry your friend." Like, okay.
It's like Love, Death and Robots. That had some really good stuff, and then it just completely disappeared up its own arse.
I mean, there is that. So yeah.
Is this movie on a slow speed limit or something? Because I keep going fucking forward.
Yeah, we covered that about.
Welcome to the stream, Neb. It's very exciting to have you here.
Right now, Luke, my timestamp is 43:45 right now.
I'm genuinely starting to wonder if Northern's part goldfish. You know,
no, because it's looking a little slower here. It's looking a little slower.
No, it is. I'm ahead. I'm ahead of the guys. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Different cuts. Yeah, it's just
it's a simulation. The simulation's fucking.
Yeah, it's a glitch in the Matrix.
I mean. It's you, Luke. You can time travel forward.
How does one? Truly.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's music too, man. It's so uplifting, Jay. Just and so like I don't know,
yeah, Horner's definitely delivering a lot of emotion with the music and all that, but it's not over the top and trying to save a scene that really doesn't have anything in it.
Yeah,
everything kind of matches
point,
up.
Actually, it doesn't feel like the music is trying to manipulate you. Which is
right.
It's an accompaniment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
an accompaniment. Exactly. Yeah. Now these days, it gets so overbearing, and it's like we're telling you what to feel. And this never really does that. It just swells at the right place and just provides...
Well, the music nowadays in movies tells you to look up and look at the screen from your phone.
Exactly.
Because we're doing a thing. This will be important.
Yeah. I think it utilizes. I think now music in movies, not all of them, seems to utilize the same kind of tactics that advertising uses.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, it is that kind of right. Okay, we're going to give you a quick sort of bit of sort of bombastic sort of booming. So now you can look at the screen. You can look away from your phone now.
And I think that's why when you hear a lot of people talk about, I saw a movie, and they'll all kind of repeat the same things, and it's because that was the moment the soundtrack told you to look up and look at things, because this is spectacle. And meanwhile, those of us that actually watch movies, I'm like, this was some shit. I actually paid attention. The story was terrible.
Yeah, I think it's kind of coming to something where a soundtrack is directing the movie more than the actual direction.
Which is a shame, because I firmly believe that the soundtrack, or the score at least, is the soul of a movie, and to not have it is a terrible thing. But they've definitely taken it to the other extent here, where A, they've become very formulaic, but B, they are used to manipulate the audience. Constantly.
I think
play very inspiring music while some strong woman commits
exactly
the music's telling me to have this emotion, so that must be the emotion I have to have, because I damn sure haven't been paying attention to the movie.
Yes,
exactly. In Fake Trek, oh my god, somebody's whispering, and this unbearable fucking sad music is telling me that I should feel something about this. Whereas when you watch Next Generation, things like that, they would have these intelligent, insightful, and sometimes emotional conversations in almost complete silence.
Well, I would recommend
it.
If you think a movie needs a soundtrack in order to have a soul, I would tell you to go watch Fritz Lang's M, which does not have a soundtrack.
God, fantastic.
And that thing will still deliver horror and
and it has no score at all.
No.
The only music that plays is the whistling from
it's diegetic.
Oh wow! Okay, I have to check it out.
I love to seeing so much on
back. It's on YouTube for free.
Andrew wants more expressions. You see, he and Sam Neill the receipt. He goes, "Is it well? It's 1 month's salary." The CEO's like, "That's more than I make in a fucking year."
Oh, I'm like 2 minutes ahead of you guys at this point. This is crazy. I have no idea what's going on.
I'm at 40. Yeah, well, you've seen the marriage scene.
We've had the wedding scene. We're done. We're in the garden afterwards.
Pause your copy, man.
That in the in the reception area scene is so that hits.
But I mean, I like to even back then they're saying well, why don't you want to give Andrew more expressions for what's up with this design model, because people are scared to lose the people in the workforce, and that's been a current issue, Jay. Like, people are talking about 2026 about more automated machines taking jobs and stuff. And
so you've had this exists. I think it's within the Foundation universe, and so you had the the kind of the rise of using robots for all kinds of things, and then as all tech does, okay, we try and make it more and more, and it hits a point where both economically but also just psychologically, robots have become, humans just like them, because oh look, they look more human. That's not a good idea. But also that they're displacing them economically, and so you see kind of the death of the NDR robot, and you don't see a lot of robots replacing them. And it's because humanity goes a certain way and then goes, nope, I'm not going to have it. We don't have a straight up Butlerian jihad, but we have something similar.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, the nature of artificial intelligence and robots is when you do get to the stage where the robot can do everything that the human can do, including inspiration, having, what you would call a soul, all that kind of stuff. As you say, aspirations and an actual personality. At what point, and they've got a superior body, they are immortal. At what point do you go about transplanting humans into android bodies, so that they can enjoy that part of it, which is one of the things that was so sickening about Alien Earth, that it had a good idea about that, and then just wasted it.
Well, it made the noises like it had an idea. It didn't actually have the idea.
Well, no, I mean the concept of putting a human.
Yeah, it used. Look, let's go to the sci-fi buzzword book and use these words, and then absolutely not pursue any of those because we don't understand them
at all. Anything worthwhile.
I have a strong feeling that most of that was actually written by AI anyway.
Yeah.
It should be ironic.
Like you say, Jay. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I think if I were to own my own robot and have my own household robot, I'd want it to look like Gort from Daily Earth Still. That would be my ideal robot.
What about Marvin, the depressed robot?
Yeah, Marvin, the paranoid android.
Yeah.
No, I definitely want that. Definitely don't want Marvin. Not in any of the versions of Hitchhikers.
No.
The Alan Richardson one was so
man.
Richardson. Sorry,
Alan Rickman.
Thank you. Alan Rickman one was so unpractical with its giant head.
Yeah.
Like I said, just him showing the scene right there, like especially with his daughter, she's dancing on the water. That's even more. It's
nice scene, man. There's some really nice audio visual stuff going on at times in this.
It is, and you get and I mean, it's the cinematography on this is fantastic, but the also, this is Sam Neill revealing to Andrew, but Andrew doesn't pick up on it. That the passage of time and how it affects humans. How they're gone. They're out of the house, and so now what? And it's affecting him.
Oh man, it's me pretty. Well, it's happened too. Like when she
there's the line.
Well, she looks at Andrew. He's smiling, but also to her, like this isn't just like a toy. This is he's part of the family now. Also, him as well. It's like.
He's already wearing clothes. He's already adopting the trappings of humanity.
Yeah, I mean, you can see
and obviously we're going to see that carry on as the film goes on.
Well, and Sam Neill saying the things that humans say, but we don't really like it that much, right? That yes, things change, they always change, as it should be. And he's like, but I'm not sure I'm good at that.
He said the thing. I'll agree there, Jay. I'll never stop missing them. Like fuck.
Yeah.
And then that's the thing. To know doubt, to know fear, and all those kind of things are things that robots cannot understand.
Well,
sorry, Nick.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, this does feel very much like an extension of the first of the iRobot stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the idea that to be human is to be finite. That nothing, the value of a thing is its impermanence.
Yeah, born into entropy.
Yeah, and that our relationships are valuable because we only have them for a certain amount of time. We don't know when.
Yes,
which one of us
it's where we come
die.
back to the idea of intrinsic value, isn't it? If you've got all the time in the world, why would you rush to do anything?
Yeah, then today is as good as the next day, as good as 100 years from now.
Exactly.
Boy, kid's an asshole. But yeah, right there, I would not apologize to it.
Yeah,
no, him.
Because one understands why some.
And of course, you will eventually get to the stage where something, that is established in Blade Runner is where the artificial is actually more humane, certainly, than the human itself.
Yeah, because of that finite existence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it knows that it's reaching that point of ultimate degradation, and that's it.
What is it?
That's
Tyrell
why they
says
live. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, what is it? Tyrell says the star that burns out the fastest always also
No,
burns.
the candle
Star
that
that
burns
burns the
twice as bright
brightest.
burns
Yeah.
half as long, and you have
Yeah.
burned so very, very brightly, Roy.
Great line.
But the thing was like you were built as good as we could do, but not to last, and he does all that. But then Tyrell says something. He's saying it to Roy, but he's saying it to us as well. Revel in your time.
Yes.
Right, that you only because you could take Blade Runner and make Tyrell actual God, and it's a human talking to him, and he's like, "But I want more time." Sorry, this is how you were made. It was why you were made, and you only have a set amount of time, as do the humans around you. It's just that you have a shorter amount of time.
I said right there, as you said, he goes, "War has been fought. Millions have died for one thing: freedom." It's like, damn.
And again, that anything that would cause all that must be worth having, right? That millions of people would be willing to die for it must be worth having.
Yeah, because she says to him, he's like, "I want more freedom." She's like, "Well, yeah, freedom." She's like, "Yeah, I have freedom until you do a request or do an order." She's like, "Well, it's not an order; it's a request, but it still is an order."
Well, no, but you always have the option of ordering me.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not free if I don't have the ability to determine my own decisions.
Well, this is it. I mean, you've got the 3 laws of robotics, and what robot means is slave. And the first rule is, you shall not allow a human to be harmed. Well, what if the robot wants the human to be harmed?
Right.
He doesn't have a choice, so therefore he doesn't have freedom.
And still even Samuel's face, just like he's smiling, but like, "What do you want?" "I want to buy one's freedom." He's, I'll still make sure I have the 3 laws, but I want to buy my freedom.
Well, but this is the so it's Sam Neill again going, the A is getting a bit older. Oh, you want to leave? That's what it's all about. He's like, "No, I want to do that." I want to be free. I want to buy my own freedom. I want to control myself. And Neil is.
I mean, who wouldn't want freedom? If you're told freedom as a concept, who wouldn't be like, "Yeah, I'd want that."
Right. But Sam Neill's looking at it going like from a very patrician kind of view, right? But I've given you all the free. When was the last time I gave you an order? It's probably been decades. But it doesn't matter, right? And so he's a bit insulted because he's like, "Oh, you're saying that I'm like oppressing you?" And it was like, "My brother, you kind of are," simply by owning. But it's also Sam Neill's mental block to go, but you're not a human. If you told Sam Neill, "Hey, by the way, you're going to own a person," he would be like, "You're crazy," right? But this is the next step, right? And why we talk about things like the Turing test and all that. If you give me a rock that I don't understand in any way, but it can communicate and convincingly appear to be sentient and sapient, and then it by rights should have the same rights that I do. Right,
just like Project Hail Mary.
But of course, the 3 laws, in essence, they really lock that. Would lock any robot into.
That's what I'm saying. It's essentially slavery by any other.
It is. It's sort of. I mean, those 3 laws are designed to lock that thing into perpetual slavery, and it renders it pretty much impotent. There's nothing that it can do. It's because of the
no free will or self-determination at all.
No.
Yeah, the argument can be made that the 3 laws, at least within this story, also serve as the kind of morality shortcuts that we have instilled by both society and religion and all of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and they also do that thing of allowing you to determine who is a robot if you do get to the stage, because obviously, again, in Asimov's A Complete Robot, there is a robot who becomes a politician and tries to, and he's like in secret. Nobody sees him sleep, but he can fake eating and stuff like that.
Great story.
It's a brilliant story. And in the end, the way that he tries to prove that he is human, even though he's not, is by hitting somebody, because obviously robots can't do that.
Right.
But the guy knows, and he doesn't do anything about it. He says like there is one scenario in which a robot can hit a human. He says, what is that? When the human is just another robot.
Now, do you think this whole scene right here, because it's Sam Neill's Dr. Richard Martin, he tells Andrew, okay, well, you're free, you have to leave this house, but Andrew still has a loyalty to him. And he goes, well, he's like, I'm still here for you whenever you need me. Like, technically, he wants to be an employee. He doesn't want you to own him, but it feels like Sam Neill feels almost kind of like hurt by him, but like he doesn't comprehend. Like Andrew, he still cares about you as much as a robot can. He doesn't want you to like own him, but he still has a loyalty to him.
It does the slavery allegory so much better than so many other things that we've seen.
Yes,
There's nothing heavy-handed about it. I love it in this film, even though it's not the main focus of the film necessarily. It is about what it means, to be human.
Yeah, it's one of the undercurrents, but it's also about parents and children. That look, when you're my child in my house, I control you. Trust me. If I say no, I don't care what you say. No is going to be what happens, because if nothing else, I can physically do something about it. But when they become adults and they go out into the world, often you feel like, oh, well, they don't need me anymore. They want to get away from me, or something like that. But Andrew has a relationship with Sam Neill that's very much child and father, but also more friend-like. But the idea that you just want to, get out of my house, do all that. Because again, if you're going to be independent, you need to do this. Sam is basically going, okay, you want freedom. I'm forcing you to do freedom. In the same way that, that your parents would be like, okay, you're 18, you're grown.
Yeah. Your kid wants to fucking be a bit more, have a bit more freedom, individuality. It's like, you can't be living off me and living in the fucking basement playing video games and not paying the rent. You got to go out for your own.
Right.
Go out.
Yeah. The freedom comes with burdens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, Dan said 16 years later. So at this point, Dan, what's it been, like 40 years total, Jay, since they bought him? I mean, because it said 12 years now, 16. So it's
so they bought him. He was his incept date was what, 2004?
Yeah.
And this is the thing, isn't it? Like, as soon as we do create any kind of artificial intelligence or robotics, to the extent that we have done so, which is not that particularly sophisticated, it is for it to serve us. AI is used as a glorified search tool. Any physical robots that we have created thus far are to make things or to clean things or whatever.
To simplify thought, isn't it? To eliminate almost. I mean, the weird paradox of that, I think, is that it's creating something that's going to eliminate your capacity for thought.
Absolutely.
Thought.
I mean, AI adverts scare me.
Yeah.
I mean, you have an AI advert come up. It's like, oh right, can you just put the pull the plot points for that meeting? And it's like, It's like, you didn't have to think about that. Now can you just change the phrasing of it? And I'm like, we are going to forget how to think as a species.
That's what the concern for me isn't. Oh my God, the AI, it goes crazy or whatever. It's
no. It's
what humans will do.
Yeah. We forget how to speak. How to think.
We will very happily sit in the opium den smoking the AI and not thinking about anything other than bliss.
We won't even notice by neck. And again, this is where idiocracy comes into it, where the type of entertainment that is consumed as well will also fall upon this, because it will be like, I don't want to think. I don't want to think. AI is thinking for me. That's fine. I can just enjoy or absorb maybe the most bottom level entertainment that there is. It's just
but I think we already have this with I think we already have this with film and TV now, where we have other people, we have the filmmakers that believe that they have to do the thinking for us. The explanation is so overt, as Jay was saying. I mean, this is not explicit in what it's saying; it's implicit.
It's implicit, exactly. It allows you, and it's not even that it's implicit. It's implicit in a very open-ended way, in that it allows you to draw your own conclusions.
Yeah, precisely.
And because of that, it's making you think.
Sci-fi. all great
It's making you
sci-fi
think
asks
about-
questions, but doesn't
Yeah,
provide
exactly.
answers.
Ask questions, but it's like I say with Star Trek. Star Trek used to encourage you to think. Now Star Trek tells you what to think.
Yeah, well,
those are two very big differences.
I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that there's an assumption of stupidity amongst the audience, but and we'll couch it under things like, oh, they're looking at their phones, and I was like, they're looking at the phones because your movie isn't entertaining enough to get their attention. But the other thing is
not even just entertaining enough, Jay. I think it's engaging enough as well.
Right. I mean, again, that you don't pull me in any way, right?
Yeah,
But the bigger thing is there is an elitism that, and Inside Man and I both talked about, like, the idea of Chomsky having a large influence on the university, and the idea of manufacturing consent, that because I run the media, I tell people what to think, and that generally they're mindless automatons and they're not smart like me. That is deadly wrong, because I look and go, I mean, you look like a mouth breather based on what you created, Noah Hawley. I'd like to talk about your embarrassing lack of intellect, but that smug assumption of superiority is the worst part.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and that's prevalent in so much entertainment now, where it's like, if you don't like this, you're just too dumb.
Yeah,
it's
you're
like,
not media
no,
literate.
It's quite the opposite. Your show is too dumb to engage my interest.
Yeah,
but I think it is that precise thing, as you said, Jay, that good sci-fi should really pose more questions than it actually answers. Give me the questions, allow me the ability to try and work something out for myself. It doesn't matter what how ambiguous an ending or a story is. I'm not talking about something that's just perhaps a word salad that's been flung together by somebody who considers themselves an auteur. But something that has some intellectual weight behind it.
And the thing is, to me, it's not even this thing has to make me think about a certain thing or try and work out a certain thing. This thing has to resonate with me and make it can't just, I mean, it's nice sometimes that it just inspires intellectual thought, but this should challenge me, and this should make me feel something, not just in an emotion way, but in a, do I really know enough?
That's
maybe I should know more.
I break stories up into three main categories. There's affirmation, which is basically you're wonderful just as you are, or I'm going to tell you that everything that you're doing is perfectly fine. Those are the lowest forms. There's inspiration, which is you have it within yourself to do this thing. I'm just trying to get you to do it. And there's aspiration, which is I don't know if you have it within yourself, but it's worth trying to reach that. Right? That's the highest form. What we don't have now are aspirational movies. We really don't have much in the way of inspiration. We got a shit ton of affirmation.
Shit ton of affirmation, yeah.
Look, I feel seen. Fuck off. I have a mirror. I can see myself every day.
It's like when we turned around and started giving runners up rosettes and stuff like that. And
pretty much.
Like, you're fine. You're fine. It's like, no, you should always be striving. And again, I hate going back to Star Trek, but it was such a formative part of my life. That's what Star Trek always used to be about. Trying to be better.
Well, it was written by certainly the original series, which is what I grew up watching. It was written by actual science fiction authors,
science fiction writers, Lisa Fontana and stuff like that. Harrison, help me out here. In the Age of Forever.
Harlan Ellison.
Harlan
Ellison, thank you. Yeah. And nowadays you look at the writers of TV shows, and unfortunately they're just TV writers. So they've lost the and Miss Sparkles makes a very good point here in that love is dead, and to an extent she's correct, because when you think about Snow White, they were like, we want this to be more than just a love story. Why do you want it to be more than just a love story? Love is universal. Love is something that every single person can understand. No, we want to make it about a powerful woman running an empire or something. Well done. Now you've only made it into something that powerful woman who wants to run an empire can understand.
And where's the aspiration in that? Where on earth is the aspiration or inspiration in that? As As you said, I mean, it's an affirmation, it's a validation.
Mm.
You know, why on earth are we seeing people in movies that just feel like they they need to validate the importance of the people that are watching? It's this whole thing about what we wanted to do was we wanted to put this particular DEI hire in and this particular DEI hire in because we wanted to we wanted people to identify with that person that looks like them, that has the same sexuality as them, etc., etc. Well, I'm sorry, but it's nothing to do with how you look, what gender you are, what your sexuality is, what your politics are. It's to do with the basics of human emotion. If somebody is in a situation, say for example in a horror movie, and we identify with that person, with that character, because we identify with the emotions that they're expressing. That's how we identify with the character. It doesn't matter what they are. It doesn't matter what they look like. It's a universal thing.
That's why a white man can identify with a black man. A black man can identify with a white man.
Absolutely.
A man can identify with a woman. You can do these things.
Do I want to see a mirror image of myself on screen? No, I fucking don't.
No, I see enough of myself. I don't want to see any more.
Yes, exactly.
That's why I smashed all the mirrors in my house.
Exactly. Make a shit action hero. That's why going to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger, Harrison Ford, and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's where the escapism comes in as well, because then one dares to dream.
I watch characters for people. I watch characters I want to be, not characters who are me. I'm a shit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I think the biggest thing about well-written characters and certainly the situations that they're in is that it triggers your empathy. Your ability to look at them and understand why they're doing a thing, what they're motivated, even if you disagree. I wouldn't think that way, but they do, and I know why they think that way. So okay, I'm good. I can see that happen or whatever. What you get now is things written by like sociopaths, right? There are no other thoughts behind other people other than the most important thing is me, and the idea of I'm just going to bring in person of X to represent thing. Again, that idea that people are fungible, that simply because I have similar character trait, physical traits or sexual proclivities or whatever to someone else, that we are interchangeable. That's horseshit.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I just finished rendering the because I saw Miss Sparkles right again. I just finished rendering the 2-hour video where me and Rachel Rebel Rose talk about all the Predator films, and we got to the bit where Arnold Schwarzenegger Dutch lights the fire to call the Predator in that very primal moment.
No, the primal scream,
and roars the challenge, and it's like pure testosterone and masculinity, nothing else in that particular scene. And I was like to Rachel, I was like, yeah, but this is what women want, right? You don't want these fucking twinks. You want raw masculinity, like surely. And she was like, yeah, this is what people want. This is why Chris Hemsworth's fucking half naked in every single Marvel film.
Yeah.
If I was the other way around, it'll be sexist, wasn't it? But
exactly, that's the double standard behind it. But I mean, I suppose it doesn't even need to be. The thing is, it doesn't even need to be naked for a woman. I can think of plenty of examples of women that are clothed, to some level. I'm not just talking lingerie or whatever, that look sexy as
Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, which was very oppressive to her, but she still kept the fucking money, didn't she?
Kept the paycheck.
No, I do.
I would encourage you to go and look at any movie that has Veronica Lake. Holy shit!
Oh my god! Oh yes. She was an absolute favorite of mine. Goodness me. Wow.
Man. And a smoke show, and with the hair covering half her face, that bit of hidden, the secret that is in there.
I've actually got an amazing signed photograph of her that I purchased years back, and it's utterly stunning. Yeah, just beautiful.
I do like this scene. I've talked to Oliver Platt about, the thing is, okay, when I know it's broken, this makes me me. He's like, I want to make your face be unique to you. not to be everybody else. And that's what comes down to individuality. It's like all your scars, your pock marks, everyone's face is different.
Well, so what he's the one of the things that you also see Andrew moving towards is that it's one thing to and it's one of the failings that our current pursuits of AI are destined to fail for, that the reason that you have certain feelings or certain views of the world is because of the physical interaction with it. And so we begin to show like our scars and things like that those are lessons learned, not just, oh, look, that scar and I'll tell you a cool story so I can get chicks, but that I learned something from that because it fucking hurt. Like pain, there's a reason that pain is very important in our experience, and Andrew doesn't really have that ability.
Well, with when Stan gets dumped by Wendy and he starts hanging out with the goth kids, doesn't he? And Buzz ends up kind of getting dumped himself, and he's sort of the one that makes Stan realize, like, sometimes life is hard and you're going to suffer heartbreak, but that's all part of being human. And it's what gives your life meaning.
Yeah, it's what comes with the meal. I mean, there is, you can't have reward without the risk, right? You can't have pleasure without pain. You can't have love without sorrow and crippling,
and going back to Star Trek, I mean, even Star Trek 5 did that, right? Where the evangelist guy's like,
I need my pain. I don't want it taken away from me.
Yes, it's why I think Star Trek 5 has a much better story than like 3, or even 4. It's just poorly executed because of
it's really badly put
together.
Really
but the idea behind it is very good.
Yeah, Shatner was really sort of trying to do what Leonard Nimoy did, and it just didn't work.
Yeah,
and also Star Trek 5 was heavily compromised. The ending was meant to be completely different.
Yeah, well, they ran out of budget. Okay, you can have one rock man. We might see him somewhere. Wait, hold on.
There's still have some good moments. Star Trek 5. I mean, the moment where McCoy is sort of like witnessing his father die, he has to euthanize his dad, and then he says that, a day after I killed him, they found a cure for his condition. Like,
yes, absolutely.
Brutal.
Now, I'm guessing right there that shot when Oliver Platt's holding his head, probably the green screen shot, right? Because it's early digital.
I don't know, man. I'm about 3 minutes ahead of you. I've actually paused the film. I'm waiting for you to catch up. He's gone back home and everything. What's going on?
But it is very I mean, this is one of those movies, as you said with Star Trek, that it does pose these moral conundrums.
Yeah.
The constant moral conundrums.
And the continuously evolving understanding of what is it to be human.
Yeah.
And those are the films that endure with you. Like I said, this is only the second time I've ever watched this film, and to be honest, I am missing a fair chunk of it because I'm discussing it with you guys. But I'm remembering all these bits, and I'm remembering what it made me feel and what it made me think.
Yeah, that was I saw it once on cable. And that was in like 2000 or maybe 2001, and it immediately hit, and I was like, oh shit, because again it was hitting the points where it was like, yes, this is logically where you would go, but also there be a lot of questions, and we're not going to give you a trite answer. We're going to go with an option and then follow that and make it continue to flow. And so when I walked away from it, I was like, Jesus, that was a smart movie. What the hell is going on with this marketing and shit?
Yeah, Jesus, it's like,
or even if I walk away and I go, like, I don't know if that was a smart movie or not. I need to think about it.
Yeah.
And make up my mind one way or the other. Just something that makes me. It's like, something like the Avatar films, for example. You watch it; it's very pretty. Jim Cameron's done a very good job with the design and everything, which makes sense because he is a conceptual artist. And Pandora looks amazing. And you walk out of it, and then half an hour later, you're like, "What was that film about?" I have no fucking idea.
Yeah,
I love the scene right here because they're seeing Andrew again. He sees Little Miss being an old lady. For him, it's been how long now? But she sees him as being like, Andrew was a robot. No, now you're an android. Now you have human skin, and like this whole the whole green screen. 2 actresses playing the same different parts, but like he's all.
Oh wow, you finally caught up with me. Here we go. Right.
Yeah, but he's all messed up.
With sparkles here. They probably should have got an actress that resembled her. Because
I like having the same actors, because that then goes with Andrew's idea of how dare you look like her, right? Because he just learned that looking different is what makes us unique, and now he's looking at a copy of.
Yes.
Which there have been some actors and actresses in the past where you've seen Hollywood. Some some daughters and sons look so much like their fathers, where they're almost identical. Not identical like in this sense, but there's a lot of similarities.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and as you said, Jay, I think, and for Andrew, he's still more learning about, for him, because his concept of time is like, who knows? To him, he's probably been going 5 minutes, but to her, it's like, I haven't seen you in decades.
Well, yeah, it's just the idea. Oh, I'm going to go do a thing, and he does it. The thing is that passage of time to him means something much different than it does to everyone else.
Yeah, it's virtually no value.
Yeah, exactly. Intrinsic value. The lesser you have of something, the more valuable it is to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I would guess wouldn't be a plot point, Jay, but like when Oliver Platt's character tells Andrew's like, well, there's no funding for my research. Well, I'll pay for it. But like at this point, it's been 45 years since Andrew's been created. Like, wouldn't it be like a advancement technology?
62 years old.
Yeah, so he's like 62.
Yeah. So we're 62 years. So we're in 2066, something like that.
Yeah.
When that happens. Well, so again, what happened was they shut it down because there was a social backlash against robots and more humanoid stuff. And so his father, who was actually the one that was working on those more humanizing aspects, he was fired and tossed out along with the rest of the division. And so him and his father just kind of ran this, this experimental shop on their own.
That's the thing. I mean, humanity will be fine with robots as long as they work for them or let them have sex with them or whatever. But as soon as, the robot tries to become the human, then I think you're going to be in big trouble.
Well, when they become competitive.
Competitive, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Absolutely. The replacement theory again.
Yeah, I mean, we don't do well with competition. Well, we do.
We really don't.
Unfortunately, the thing competing with us tends to not do well.
Yeah.
No, true.
That's why we're the apex predator in most of the environments we're in.
Yeah.
Yes, and very, very, very tribal by nature.
Yeah.
He says, it would be more clear if you spit in my face. I'll have a mucus gland.
Yeah.
He's trying to be a bit funny with her as well, but I don't know.
No, again, his literalism is the humor that is what everybody else begins to laugh at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you probably could get some people who go, "Oh, he's autistic or neurodivergent." And as somebody who's autistic, I can be like, "Yeah, sometimes you take things very literally and you don't read things." But I am sick of absolutely everything being tied into it.
I'm neurodivergent. Shut up.
Oh, I hate that term so much. I swear, if I see that on anybody's fucking profile or bio, I'm just like,
but guess what? I'm betting you're self-diagnosed, aren't you?
Oh, so many times, yeah. I mean, I didn't get diagnosed at the age of 41. So things could be very different.
Some parents are like, those kids are like fucking getting into trouble on a lot, and the school are saying, "Hey, well, they're autistic."
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Or even worse, you got people like fucking faking Tourette's and shit for TikTok. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck is wrong with you? It's not
fun. And it's funny
because it's social currency.
The only kids that are not getting into trouble are the ones that don't have any.
Yeah, it's never been an excuse, and I still don't think it is to any level, because you can still learn things. Well,
again, maximize the potential, no matter what your potential is. That's
exactly. Just perceive things slightly different, and everybody learns to deal with it. And if I'm lucky, people will make exceptions for me. But I'd never treat it as an excuse or ask everybody. I don't walk into a busy pub and say, "Everybody shut the fuck up," because the sensory overload is doing my head in.
Causing me problems.
I take some fucking diazepam and I put my headphones on. Do you know what I mean? Until the roar goes away. That's how it is. But there's so many people these days that unfortunately expect everybody to bend over backwards for them. They are not the ones that have to change or adapt. Everybody has to change and adapt to them. At the end of the day, your triggers are of no interest to me whatsoever.
I do like the comedy where she's like, "So Andrew, do you have any friends?" He goes, "Well, just Wolfie," and looks down, the dog's licking his balls.
Yeah.
He's like not much of a conversationalist. In fact, that's all he does. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess because like Jake, he's trying to find a sense of like, well, your grandfather, great grandfather. She probably doesn't remember Sam Neill's. Actually, she never knew Sam Neill's character at this point.
No, that's it, exactly. It's generation removed.
Yeah.
And again, like the other thing is, I suppose, because obviously it's hard to say because he is a robot, but the attachments we have and the relationships we have with people impress upon us So they're going to impress upon Andrew as well.
Yeah, he's now becoming aware of the the relationships that I had in my life defined me in so many ways, but also that because his last name is theirs, and so he becomes a relative that's kind of floating out there, but wants to remain attached, right? He's almost like the family history that keeps living. And that everybody kind of gets to interact with as he sees the generations go by. But he begins to understand the impermanence of people.
That's it, exactly.
That everybody that he knows is going to die, and how like when he's here in this scene when she dies and he's envious of Portia because she can cry and he can't. Yeah. Right, that he feels the pain, but he can't express it in a way that would make it that would give you a release.
Yeah, but at least he still is holding her hand. He's showing like he understands empathy.
Right. I mean, again, he understands all of it. He has the emotion. He doesn't have the ability to express it, and that's even more painful. Right. It's I want to cry, I can't.
Yeah.
Right. I know that I have pain. I have no way to express it.
That's why I love Terminator 2, Jay.
Yeah.
I know
why you cry, because I am your pet.
You give him a thumbs up, goddammit.
Yeah. Please put me in the molten lava because I can't go out and get cigarettes.
God.
I'll take that movie apart for you, idiot. I don't have any problems.
Remember the whole part with Sarah, screaming in the what was they said? I guess James Cameron was like, "Hey, good job on a realistic flash from the atomic bombs." And stuff.
Bush with I have no mouth, but I must scream.
It's cruel that you can cry and I cannot.
Yeah. Doubly so because he's known her since she was like a very young child.
Yeah. With every human being that I cared for, damn, just leave. Yep. He just said it, just leave. God damn.
But it's also the curse of the desire for immortality, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's something
they kind of done that as well, didn't they, when they did the Lazarus episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's trying to just become immortal, but it's all going wrong, and he's saying, "I've known people who have lived a whole life in just a short amount of time."
Yeah. And again, it's something that was explored beautifully in Lord of the Rings with the nature of Arwen and Aragorn.
Yeah.
Aragorn, however long lived he is one of the Dunedain, will die before her. And the only thing that she will have is that grief, and that grief will be eternal because you are functionally immortal. So it's not like you're with somebody for 50 years, they die 8 years before you, and then you die as well. No, you're going to have centuries without that person.
Well, and the elves mate for life, right? So she wouldn't be able to pursue another mate. So
exactly, yeah.
Now right here, even Andrew is talking to our replies like, the stuff that these designs, technology, this wouldn't just help you, but this could benefit the human race,
right?
Yes,
because he's like, that won't do. The idea that everybody he knows will leave, and so he's going to go and try and fix humans so that they live longer and they don't leave him, but also to make himself more human to experience.
And I think, again, Jay, I think sometimes some of the best sci-fi, like everything in this film, it's not, I guess, with enough time outside of the realm of possibility, because even in 2025, didn't he just like 3D print a heart or some shit or something? Like this stuff could eventually happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, you eventually can get to a biomechanical state where you have reliable heart replacements for hearts or pancreas or whatever.
There's not one function in the human body that cannot be replicated by a machine,
absent the brain.
Good point. Then again, even we've had panels with people that their brains are kind of.
Well,
yeah, those I can replace with mud, and it might be an upgrade.
It'd be an advancement.
Yeah.
What's your IQ? 69. Yeah, we're going to be fine here. But yeah, I mean, the majority of the human body is entirely mechanical in nature. So it be it a pump or be it a filter or whatever, it's you can replicate it.
Yeah. So your feelings, emotions, sensations.
I did like Oliver Platt in this film. He's very good.
Yes, yeah.
What's his character's name? I forget his character.
He's in something coming out soon. I can't remember what the hell it is now.
Yeah, he's called Rupert Burns. Yeah, Dr. Burns, his character.
I love the scene when Robin Williams is describing his understanding of sex and how it was like, and I want to experience that. And Oliver Platt's like, me too.
Oliver Platt's always a win. He's always a win for me. I don't know, even he's given a small role, he always makes the most of it.
Yeah, as I say, he's seen something coming out soon. I can't remember what the hell it was. I saw a trailer for it the other day, I think.
Well, it's like when he first takes off his mask and then Rob Williams sees his face. That's in the trailer moment, Jay. We're just like, what? He's
yeah,
like, I see him enter me. Like they take the 4 comedic spots in this 2-hour film. Like, hey, it's a comedy. There's a couple of laughs, but it's not a fucking comedy.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not a. It's not a.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna make the top 1,000 list of comedies, let alone anything else.
No, I'm not busting at the seams for laughing. Like,
yeah, but I think you need comedy at times to release tension or to help manage it.
Yeah,
when
it's
used
the valve.
correctly, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Moments of levity. It is when one forgets how to use it correctly, and like it's been 5 minutes, we need to have a joke in it. That's when you start you get to the Marvel problem.
And this I think is the kind of scourge of modern movies, really, and that's the fact that there are so many people with their own input. There's no individual personality within any of the movies or TV that we're seeing now. I mean, there may be a few sort of gems here and there, but I still don't think that anything that's coming out or sort of has come out in the last sort of 10 to 15 years is going to make
I genuinely believe that we are at a low point in culture.
I think so too. I think it can only get better. It can't get any worse than it has.
Careful with that. Careful with that. It's just inviting reality to take 2 steps back and a running kick at our nuts. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean we're sort of at the end of the 26th year of the the 21st century, and it's we've got another we're going to have another 3 and a bit to go. I just think those 3 and a bit years that we've got to go, I think this is going to go down as the worst decade in movies.
Absolutely. I mean, we are genuinely not, and not even with movies. I'm more concerned. I mean, movies are a thing, but we've always got the old stuff to watch, and I don't feel like movies have enough of an impact on people culturally for it to be that much of a problem these days.
Yeah, it's very rare.
My concern is with the social media that's being consumed, and or the genuine attention being thrown at people from television. And in that way, we are closer to idiocracy than we have ever been.
Yeah, I mean, I keep being asked the question, why on earth do I like 70s movies, or why on earth do I like older movies? And the answer to that is that there were more movies made before I was born, and during my lifetime that were good, that are worth watching, than have been made in the last 10 years. So why on earth should I start watching movies and TV shows that have been made in the last decade? I'm just not interested.
So I mean, when you think of classics, when you think of a classic is a film that is, 50 years later, for example, just as an example, 50 years we'll give it, is still being enjoyed.
Yeah.
So let's go Jaws, 1975.
Yeah.
Still a classic, still brilliant to this day. Hurt me more than I can say that I was the only one with my wife in the cinema watching the fucking thing. That sucks. I can't think of a single film from 2000 that would be watched in 25 years.
Well, there are more.
Maybe Lord of the Rings. Maybe Lord of the Rings.
I mean, I've got enough movies to last me for the rest of my life, and until the day I actually leave this.
Yeah, and I'll still have movies that I haven't seen that I want to.
Oh God, I mean, yeah.
But I think the biggest thing that we're suffering right now is so this movie is loaded with sincerity.
Yeah,
it believes in what it's doing. It believes, and delivers it as sincerely and seriously and also comedically as it needs to be. What we have been missing, and it really started in the 90s, was this kind of ironic, sarcastic, postmodernist bullshit. That
the deconstruction. The deconstruction. I blame like The Watchmen and things like the Watchmen and things like that for what's gone on. With
I think so. So that has some symptoms, but it's more I'm going to be meta, and I'm going to like wink at the camera because I don't take this seriously, because then I might actually have to invest my talent and my self into this, and what if it's rejected? And so it's a very teenage kind of mindset. I'm just going to say I don't care, even though I fucking care a lot.
I mean, I think
and try and avoid the criticism, and that's what we get, is this very surface level teenaged kind of thing.
Because I mean, you say sincerity, which I think is actually probably a better way of saying what I was trying to articulate it as, which was dignity. I don't feel like there's any dignity.
Yeah, but I think the thing that does worry me is Gary and I look back and go, what, there were a lot of great movies back then or whatever. A culture that constantly looks backward is a doomed culture. No. So you have to recapture at some point a belief and an optimism and a sense of investment in the now and the future.
Give me a new idea. Give me a new concept.
But the thing is, that I mean, that's both of those are very, very salient points. But I think in terms of new ideas, there are no new ideas because everybody is going back. Everyone is going back. Sequel, prequel, reboot, remake, reimagining, whatever it might be. I think these are the people that are more guilty than us of going back. So we're going back and we're looking on these movies that are good pieces of art. The same way we would look at a piece of art by Da Vinci or Rodin or Goya. We're still going to be looking at these pieces of art, for the rest of our lives. We're still, these things that we love and admire and know that there was an awful lot of emotion and expression and effort put into those pieces of art. We're still going to be looking back at that. I mean, I don't think that we're looking back at these pieces of art from a nostalgic point of view and saying perhaps wasn't this a fantastic time for movies? I think we're just looking back at the actual movies for what they are, regardless really of what time period they were created and made.
In the same way that we read the Greek tragedies, because there are no new stories, right? Everything comes in a different costume, but humans have been humans for a long time, and we've been humaning all the things. If you think you found something new, it's because you either misunderstand the problem or you're ignorant of history.
Precisely.
Yeah. I mean, this is where you come with the concept of Joseph Campbell's Man of a Thousand Faces, Hero of a Thousand Faces, and Monomyth. And obviously, there's a reason that works, and there's a reason why, to a certain extent. I think certainly with these films that aren't trying anything new, they do need to fall back upon the monomyth so that we have something that we can identify with. But I want something genuinely new. I want new concepts. I don't want to see the old thing just dressed up slightly.
I think
aliens and science fiction are still presented from an entirely human perspective.
Sure, because there's a limitation. I mean, anything that you do where, I'm going to do it from the alien perspective. If I'm actually doing it from an alien intelligence perspective, then nobody can understand it because it's alien.
But
there are limitations to our understanding.
I'd almost welcome something, Jay, that at least tried it and made me think. Even if I failed, even if it was like, what, I can't break outside of these human concepts that we've got around physicality and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to struggle with it. I'd love to something to try, and just to break the thinking, to break our programming. So maybe make us just think in a different direction to what we do.
I like here now. So Andrew, he gets his neural network. He can feel now. He gets a kiss from her.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's conflicted because remember, she still sees him as being a machine.
Yeah.
You know, she has kissed him, but now she's like, well, did I cheat on my husband? I just kissed a machine, but then he feels like human. And it's
well, not her husband.
How
yet,
wrong
by
is
the way.
it? How wrong is it if he got hard off that?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, boy,
family,
Andrew, your cock's really hard.
Well, he is fully functional.
don't give him ideas, Andrew. I'm stuck in the washing machine again.
Well, but I
Can
love
you vibrate.
Yeah, I love the idea that she's like, okay, you need to, sometimes doing the right thing is doing the wrong thing, and he's like, fuck, and she's like, you need to stop trying to be perfect, right? And the idea of the emotion occasionally making you, make decisions that you would sit back and rationally go, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. My balls must have been in charge at that moment.
That's when you know you're human.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the must make mistakes to learn. And
to is to be human.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be divine.
Yeah, but
and again, I mean, even at a basic level, if we could just get back to those concepts, that'd be something.
Yeah, but he's right now. His question.
I'm asking for things that are going to break the human brain and make us think in completely different ways we're not programmed to. That's maybe asking for a bit much. But
yeah, I think the easiest thing is go back and be sincere. Tell a story you believe in, and are willing to put yourself out there and go, you know what? You can criticize it, and I can go, yep, that didn't work. But I put everything I had into it and didn't have a safety valve of, I mean, let me wink at the audience so that we're all on a joke. I'm just doing this.
Yeah, maybe it'll fail now, and in 20 years, somebody will be like, "This is one of the most thought-provoking things that ever was," but the human race just wasn't ready for it.
I mean, just referencing George Burns there on sincerity. George Burns had said, "The key to great acting is sincerity. If you can fake that, you can fake anything."
That's right, exactly.
And unfortunately, I think what we have is we have too many people that can. Not necessarily too many people that can fake sincerity. We have too many people that will accept the fakery of the sincerity that we're getting from the numerous studios.
I think because they too also lack sincerity in the way that they live their lives.
Yeah, there's an impassiveness about them, isn't there? There's
Well, again, it's a putting up a shield of you can't harm me because I'm not really invested. I'll still meanwhile crying in my pillow at night, but I'm not going to show it. Versus the earnest, investment in trying to do a thing and risking failure.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the idea of like artistic endeavor, isn't it? Because you have the idea of like, this is my vision. We're going to do whatever we need to do to make this vision work, as opposed to this is my vision. It's not quite right at the moment, but that's all right. We're going to fix it in post.
Yeah, but what something drastic needs to happen to revive the narcoleptic audience. Because that's what we have. We have
the 2-screen audience.
I think there's nothing more bracing and shocking than earnest and sincere truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like too. He tells Andrew wants the chip back because his robot assistant, she's all being sassy and stuff, being kind of a bitch.
Andrew reprogrammed her to a little more realism.
He's like, chaps my ass. He really chaps my ass. I can't do my own work.
But it's funny, isn't it? You look at this movie, and there really is quite a beauty to this film.
Yes,
it's actually quite a beautiful film.
Yeah, Chris Columbus really delivered on it.
I mean, look at that guy's, his CV. I mean, goodness me.
Yeah.
Look, they're making fun of her fiance's chin
and his teeth, and
one day she can wake him next to him and realize.
He's a married man.
And it
closely resembles an antique can opener, and it starts to explain
what is this relic?
Andrew, you're jealous.
I am not.
Yeah.
I think somebody said the word entropy earlier, and that's a really good. It's a really good way of putting the concept to explore. As soon as you're born, you're dying, as Iron Maiden said.
We all have a terminal condition.
Maybe air is just poisonous, and it takes 70 to 80 years to get us.
Life is a terminal condition.
So got his dog. YCI. Why so? It says he's in love. So
no, he's trying to check my prostate. Yeah, here we go.
Fully functional, programmed in multiple techniques.
Yes. Tasha Yar would be pleased.
A new modification. Boy, all these constant modifications, man.
It's almost like a second movie now because you've had his relationship with Sam Neill and his kids, and now you got sort of friendship with him and Oliver Platt. Romance with Portia.
It's the because again of his lifespan, the influence and relationships that he has with so many people, they come and go, right? That so many movies, even if it's within a lifetime, I mean, it's a lifetime. There's only so many people you can put in. But if you live to be 200
you were right
years,
first time.
Sorry,
carry on.
Yeah, but he tells Andy one thing he wants. He's like, you can become a complete man.
I like how they're making him comical, but still coming across as a guy who knows what he's doing a little bit.
I'm sorry. Are you saying having a penis is what makes you a man? It feels bigoted, disgusting. Delete it.
Never vagina too.
Yeah. Tell that to Keir Starmer.
Can he still menstruate?
So tell me.
He can menstruate.
He can menstruate.
He can menstruate.
Yeah. There's only one of them, so he can only menstruate, not menstruate. Yeah, I love it. You can lose yourself, everything, all boundaries, all time.
You can do the Kathy Newman method and say, so you're saying a man can't have periods? Are you transphobic?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I love his description, and Oliver Platt is just like being sucked in the whole time, and it's
leave alone in your separate body.
Yeah.
Yep. That's good writing, though. That's a miracle. That's a miracle. You can go to heaven
again when it comes to penis. I just think of that episode of Red Dwarf where Crichton becomes human.
Anytime you want.
Yeah. I need to talk about something. Yeah, my penis.
You mean there was options, and that's when he went with the last chicken in the shop?
And you want to experience that? Oh yes, please.
So do I.
So do I.
Oh, the fucking Polaroid shots and that.
Yeah. God, I love that.
Just got pictures and he's stacking them all on top of each other.
See, I can't tell if I'm
no fucking cleaner should give a human a double Polaroid.
See, I can't tell if he's a virgin. That's the thing. He's like, so do I. Has he never experienced the love of a woman?
I mean, it's one thing to have sex; it's another thing to have what Andrew just described, which is like, God damn, man. I mean, but it's the poetry of Andrew explaining it and having the ability to because he doesn't have the feelings and the ability to do so, but his understanding of it and reading of it describes it a certain way. Yeah, Oliver Platt's like, so do I. Oh God, I'd like to have that.
Then you have things like the capacity for love. How do you define love? How do you explain love to somebody? How would a robot actualize love?
That's also the point that Andrew's making is what he's not talking about is simply sex. He's talking about love. And when you actually make love, that it is a different thing than just I stuck it in something enough times that it
reacted.
It threw up in the cave. It was push-ups until it threw up in the
cave. What I want to know is what Andrew would do if he Googled blue waffle. Would that break his programming? Would that be like, no, fucking?
He goes to rule. He was like, my God, it's far messier than I ever anticipated. And And
yeah,
Andrew unlocks women logic, which enables him to win.
Yeah. I think the only thing Jeff I question is like Andrew, he has ties to her, right? But she doesn't. Thing is, he doesn't know her. He knows like his, her mother, her grandmother, but like as a person, he didn't grow up with her. She doesn't know him. It's like he's
no, but they have a different relationship because remember, he goes to her and he's like, I just want to talk or whatever. And then they start having these conversations. They build a friendship together. And so it's not creepy. I've known you since you were 5. Oh, that's not in any way disturbing. But the idea that they didn't like each other at first, and then they became
DiCaprio. Look at the fucking age gap here.
Well, no, it's I'm saying the things. Had you known her as a kid, if he knew her when she was a child versus like she's in her 20s and 30s, like to him, as we said before about being immortal, it's like he doesn't comprehend her growing up or something. But I did feel like that he didn't have the attachments to her that he did with her mother and her grandparents.
No, it's a different kind of attachment, and it's why the attachment that he has with her mother or her grandmother actually is familial, not a.
That's another thing. Even if a robot could articulate love, how would you get it to articulate the differences between the different types of love? The myriad levels and
How would you know that it's not just mimicking?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's theory of other minds. How do you know that other humans aren't lying to you the entire time?
Yeah.
Now there, he says again, I loved you, Portia, from the moment I saw you. But like the thing is, but the first moment he saw her, she's a basically mirror image of her grandmother. Did he love her grandmother?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, sure.
But in a different way. But he's also a different person at that time than he was when he knew the grandmother.
Yeah. Damn.
And that's the other thing, like we get a disconnect when we look at modernity and modern stuff like these days, like the way kids speak or whatever. We're like, what the fuck? Because we're all, I don't know, mid-40s or older. Or I think Northern might be a bit younger.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
But you imagine, like, if you're a robot and you remember literally 100 years ago, and you see to what extent does your ability to assimilate and adapt differ? Because I'm already at the stage where I'm just like, you know what, I'm not going to fucking bother trying. I can't be bothered. It's too much hard work. Let this, I'm quite happy to be that old grumpy man now. I don't,
I
mean, I was an old grumpy man since the age of about 12, I think.
Yeah, I was born a grumpy old man.
Yeah, I was. But I think, sort of getting down with the kids, that's, I think when you have children, you kind of, there's a kind of, you sort of learn youth by osmosis, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense, because it's almost like you almost get like do a reboot, don't you?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you get to like be the bridge between cultures at that point,
Yeah.
because they learn a
makes
little bit
sense.
about what came before. You learn about what's now and what's coming.
Yeah.
I've got no kids, so I can't really speak on that. I'm definitely not meant to breed. We don't need more of me.
Is that due to popular consensus, or was that more
I
of
think
a
it's just
decision
for
you
good
made
of the
on your
planet,
part?
to be honest, mate. I really do.
No.
I'm surprised Greta Thunberg's not out there fucking protesting against it.
Greta Gumboil.
Well, look, even Andrew likes bacon. He's tasting bacon for the first time. But again, too, like, and he says right there again, he's like, because I'm not human. Like, God damn, it's like this poor guy. He's now tasting, eating food. He's farting and burping. Like, how much more confirmation do you fucking need?
Yeah.
Well, now it's the she's like, you and I, will never be accepted, because he's like, because I'm not human, and she's kind of and he's like, well, that will not do, and so he's going to go do something about it. The idea of, again, constantly wanting to be better, but in this case driven by love, right? That he wants to be better for her so that they will be accepted, that people will recognize who they are, and the love they have for each other. And that's why you have a wedding. It's despite what a lot of people think, where it's just let's spend a lot of money and put on spectacle. The idea is to publicly display that I am no longer this family. I have chosen a family, and in front of these witnesses, we are now separate and family from those, and to become our own thing.
So yeah, here's the big thing with Congress. He says right there, you're not part of the human gene pool. You're something artificial.
Right. And then he responds back, however, don't you have one of my kidneys?
Yep. Prosthetic devices.
Yeah, this is a great scene. I love this scene.
Yeah.
Well, and now you get to the idea of what is human, and the if I replace all of the physical things, the biology with mechanical, are you still human, and to what level?
Yeah, it's getting very cyberpunk now, isn't it?
Yep.
Because
this is real sci-fi. Humanity will not tolerate.
Idea, it necessarily leads through a whole lot of things.
Yep. Humanity will tolerate a mortal robot. They will not tolerate an immortal human.
Probably closer to sci-spec than sci-fi, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, I guess so. Because obviously, there's no real technology kind of emphasis on it. It's more almost philosophically.
It is. It's. This is a very philosophical piece, isn't it? Really?
Yes.
It's more philosophical than it is science fiction, which I think is what the best science fiction is.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. As I said, if science fiction doesn't make you think, then I suppose it is still science fiction, but you've got the difference. It's like fiction. You've got the difference between pulp, and you've got the difference between high concept.
It's certainly
high concept sci-fi can is a very different thing to your Star Wars.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Star Wars.
There's a central technological conceit, the positronic brain, that is necessary, and that's okay. I'm going to have the leap, but I'm going to make it work within the world, and then everything after that is all right. Let's roll and see how things change within the world, and again,
and how it affects the human condition, or how the human condition affects
exactly how the humanity reacts to it.
Now, the key thing is, before we had time jumps, so say 12 years, 10 years, all it said right there was many years later. Obviously, she has age, but the whole point that congregation,
she's, what, 70 something now.
Next week will be
75.
But that is, again, that's another part of being human, isn't it? Learning to deal with loss, and which is an inevitability, unfortunately, what way you look at it.
Well, and aging.
Aging.
That we are kind of at our peak for a certain amount of time, and then we need to seed ground to the next generation, but also to be a means to guide them. To hey, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Please don't make the same ones I did. I know you're going to at least replicate some of them because it's inevitable, but let me give you a step up, right? So that when you get to my age, you're further ahead than I am.
Now, right there, she says that I won't live forever. Yes, she wants why invented. She's like, no, I will always take your DNA elixirs. Eventually, I'm going to wear out.
Yeah. She's like, I'm not going to have all my organs replaced. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. And like you said, Jay, before the congressman was also like, he's like, we can accept as a society an immortal robot, but we can't accept as an immortal human being.
And again, here, human beings are meant to be here for a certain time, and then make way for the.
It's what gives our life meaning. Again, if we live,
it's why we're invested in children in the future, because that's the closest we come to an immortality.
Yeah.
If I only care about my life, what the fuck do I care what happens after that, right? But if I have children now, I have an investment.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that is the imperative for absolutely every single life form on this planet.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Yeah, because even right there, it means like you.
I love this bit.
Mm.
Sam Neill's back there.
Yeah. Of course, for you, time is For you, time is endless.
Completely different thing. For you, time is endless.
Yeah, because he's had the Robin Williams face now for 50 years. He looks exactly the same. I mean, he's got the appearance of a human, but he hasn't aged. There's no wrinkles. There's no.
Well, it doesn't matter. His brain is eternal. His positronic brain is eternal.
Yeah, so we also established too, Jay. Now, Rupert Burns and Andrew, they become probably billionaires because of technology that Andrew created, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Congrats, biomedical paid off.
Well, I was saying it hasn't been established, but like because of he told the senator the kidneys that that you have that I created. So yeah, he revolutionized modern medical
Right,
technology.
which they set up with the, hey, this could be used both ways. And he was like, yes, that was my
Yeah.
intention. Because again, what he's trying to solve is people leaving him. And he thinks, oh, I can just make people live forever. And Portia explains to him, no, human beings have to have an end. That's the order of things, right? That we live for a finite amount of time and we go. And that's when he realizes that, oh, that's the obstacle.
Can't exercise, eat right, say 30, 40 years. So he's going to give him blood.
Well, he's like, you can't give me, a little vague, cheap. And he's like, yeah. Welcome to the human condition.
Yeah. Good, yeah, good make a job in Oliver Platt. So
yeah, so he's trying to make himself mortal, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like you said, the limited time on Earth is what gives us meaning.
Yep.
See everyone die before you all the time. It's.
Well, again, if you live forever, what the hell? I mean, if I do something today or 10 years from now, it means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No consequence, no value.
Well, because he had the
you care about just becomes smoke, just being blown out away from the wind.
Well, because before Jay, because he had like a mechanical heart, but now that he pumped actually blood into the heart, now the heart's going to make him age now.
It's the blood itself. What it is corrosive. It also causes degradation of his positronic brain as well.
This is close to getting like to something like, I don't know, dementia, I suppose, as you could get for a robot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet you cease to function. So yeah, you see Andrew's older. He's become an old man. As a robot, I could have lived forever. Damn, good line.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather die a man than live for all eternity as a machine.
Yep.
Everyone looking around like, oh shit.
It was like he said, if she died, he couldn't stand to live without her. So
that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
That means he'll get to die maybe with her, maybe sometime after.
Yeah.
Well, and again, not to be recognized for who and what I am, the simple truth, of that recognition, right? That I always was human in mind and to do all those things. But in order to be recognized and to be fully human, I'll die. Right. Unlike all of these other people who don't get the option to choose between immortality and death, he's choosing because to be human, and again, it's the aspiration of I want to be human, and I have become human enough to feel all of the pains, to have all of the impulses. And one of those is that I don't want to live forever. Fuck that shit.
I think Angel's kind of touched on that a little bit as well. He's like an angel. He's like a vampire, but he finds out he can one day become human. He'll be allowed to live like a human and actually die and be at peace one day. And he's hoping to actually take it home.
And so Portia is like, well, he said, we tried. He's actually crying. So
yeah, it's a tear.
Yep.
Yeah, because we've seen Robin Williams movies where they get really over sentimental to the fact it just kind of became cringe, but then we get the ones where it's overly comical to the point it's obnoxious. But when he gets that fine little balance, he is great.
Yeah. I love this. Why do you need their approval? Old habit. Started my existence as a robot.
So
I still like to be told certain things.
Yeah. I was in the same Jay by any means, but one thing I was like about A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger, the whole William, and so like, why do you care so much about your name? Because it's my name.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like about that film. It's like just change your names. It's like, well, William, it's just a name, and it's not a name. It's more than just a name. Also known as Andrew Martin. April 3rd, 2005.
2005. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he'll be 200 years old. Holy shit!
And apart from Methuselah,
such a great line as well. It's
yeah,
you know, he didn't get to see it, and then she goes, maybe he didn't need to.
Which, you know, what's scary is, wasn't there a woman like last year? This one woman was like 120 or some shit. So like, it's not outside in science fiction realm of a human to be 200.
Yeah, I mean, Dick Van Dyke just fucking turned 100 as well.
Yeah, a couple days ago. And he still looks pretty fucking spry.
He's still in better shape than guys in
he's still
their 30s.
got that energy. I mean, he's moving like a guy in his fucking 50s.
Well, look at Bill Shatner.
Yeah.
It's 95.
Yeah, and I think it's good that he doesn't live long enough to hear he's been declared the oldest living man alive. He's like, he gets to die with the woman he loves, who means something.
He doesn't need to hear it.
Doesn't need to hear it. That's the difference.
He knew it.
He knew it.
He gets to die like a human being.
Yep.
And even at the end, the very end of the film, still challenges the first law of robotics, because she, the nurse, being given an order by a human, has to determine what is harm. Is it going to cause her more harm to leave her alone after her husband's died?
No, the way she said, "Look, we unplugged me." Like, all right.
Well, she looks at her. She's like, "That's an order.
That's an order. You have to do it because you are a robot." And as I said, the robot has to make the determination, because its first law is going to be, by action or inaction, you cannot allow harm to come to a human. But what is harm to a human?
Right.
Is it causing her more harm to leave her alive after her husband's died? Or is it better to let her go now peacefully without pain? And those are the real ramifications. People think about the three laws like they are binary and that they are, just these yes or no answers. And what the complete robot does is the complete robot shows you they're not. They're just as fallible as the human condition, and there's just so many.
Well, and again, it's the variability of definitions of what is harm, things like that, right? You know, I'm just going to wrap all humans in bubble wrap, or put them in cryogenic stasis so that they can never be harmed.
Yeah, and it's almost like
that's a different definition of harm than limiting my freedom. My ability
like
to
we
do
were talking about
something.
earlier, it's the idea of the formula and the equation. You can say that the three laws are an equation. If such is such, then you cannot do, and if this is this, then you must do.
Yeah.
But again, there's all these different variables around them. I do genuinely recommend everybody reads The Complete Robot. It is very, very good.
Yeah.
In fact, I have a copy right here in front of me. I really do.
But I absolutely encourage people to watch this movie. I know not a lot of people did, because boy, did this thing bomb, and rightfully so given the marketing. But for a good science fiction movie that also has a lot of emotional impact and explores the idea of what it is to be human, of what is life, of what matters within life. This movie delivers it in spades.
And again, it makes you think, and it doesn't just make you think about just the end. It makes you think about the whole damn film. This is one that I would really like to see taken on again 25 years later, but I wouldn't want to let anybody Western anywhere near it.
Yeah, I mean, in Porsche's
let the fucking Japs do it, because they can do this really good. They're
somebody like that. I mean, it doesn't even
Neb's like, let the nips take it. So here we go.
I would want to see a slightly different take on it.
I think, there are definitely Disney moments in it that I'm just like, okay, stop it. And most of it's like in the first 30 minutes.
See a little bit of Robin Williams' genie come out.
You know him, man. Bush is racist.
Yeah,
there's a few moments. There's a few moments of notes in it.
If that a gook laughs at you, it's making this movie.
Gooks do it. Give it to the gooks.
Yeah. Boy. The Full Metal Jacket, we go full circle with the Kubrick.
Jason, let's see, the freaking the budget. I didn't put for some reason.
It was like $100 million.
It bombed really bad.
Yeah, now they could only made 87.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've really underappreciated this movie. It's actually, I might actually give this a proper go. I wish I'd have done it earlier, but I thought it was going to be Wednesday. Thought it had a bit of time, but no, I guess I didn't.
Look at that. Yeah, Jay. A total worldwide box office was 87.
Yep.
Holy shit.
That's so undeserved.
Yeah, like a part in an elevator. That's how that
there's a few problems with it. I mean, obviously, first you had the marketing, which made it look like some kind of stupid Disney film. The second on top of that is that quite obviously, even back in 1999, audiences didn't necessarily want to think, especially when they're in a cinema.
Well, like I said, also timing. You put out with fucking Stuart Little. Also, it was over 2 hours and 11 minutes long. Also,
the Matrix would have come out
1999. I was going to say gave us the Matrix.
Yeah, but I think
it was always a film.
Well, I think the problem is the and this is a crime that we continue to see committed constantly. Know that when you're making a genre movie, you're making a fucking genre movie. Disney at this time was making some very big budget bombs, which they continued into all the way up to the Alamo, which again is a hell of a movie, but there's no way in hell they were ever going to make their money back on that. And so if you're doing a thoughtful sci-fi movie, know that your audience isn't going to be very big.
Yeah.
Yes.
No matter whatever the fad of moment is, you better gauge it accordingly. And
this
kind of what we see now are too many movies that was like, oh, it's a superhero movie, and superhero movies also used to be genre movies, and we adjusted budgets accordingly. Now, everything we're going to spend $500 million on and wonder why it crashes.
Yeah. But I think it boils down to that they didn't know how to market it. They had no idea how to market this movie. So it's really down to the marketing department or section of Disney. But, I kind of do miss Touchstone and Buena Vista because, they had a higher degree of autonomy, I think, over what they were doing. But
this one they ended up splitting the expenses with Sony, which is why it's
right.
Okay. And I think this was originally supposed to be a Hollywood Pictures.
Right.
And as we said back in the day, for critics, were different genre back 25 years. But look, critics, man, 38%, they tore this shit apart.
I think there's a couple of things. One is again, you're making a genre movie. Guess what? General movie critics don't like sci-fi. But the other thing is you promise them laugh a minute, yuck, or whatever. And as one of the critics said, it was like kids won't know, what the hell they're looking at. And the rest of us will just be confused because this is hard. Yeah. The rest of us baffled, right? Kids will be bored. The rest of us baffled.
Yep. Hey, look, Film Threat. Hey, I've heard of Film Threat 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
3 out of 5.
Kick Chris Gore in his nuts.
That's interesting, actually. I wonder what they say.
2 out of 4. I mean, I'm not 1.5 out of fucking 4. I mean, yeah. So
and I would these same critics will be sucking off the Matrix, even though it is the most surface level bullshit exploration of those.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely,
and is ludicrously overrated. But oh my god, I saw the pew-pews, and did you see the latex and the cool and whatever? Right.
I honestly think that the Matrix does more for film from a technological perspective than from any storytelling. For it invented bullet time and things like that. That's where its real sort of legacy.
I think this is
like the Matrix. Films like fucking Dark City and Ghost in the Shell did this better. Even Strange.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think with something like The Matrix and Donnie Darko, they kind of think that they're considerably deeper, 99% deeper than they actually are, and they're not. They're very, very superficial movies.
Yeah. They're deeper in their own ass. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But yeah, from a conceptual and certainly from sci-fi or philosophical standpoint, they're not. I read like the table of contents for Simulacrum, and then decided to make movie based on that rather than reading it and understanding what's going on. Oh, and I'll reference it because look, that's the book that he keeps the stuff inside of. That's the problem that we often see is that there's a belief that sci-fi is an aesthetic, not an actual specific genre of storytelling and with certain themes. And so It's the same reason that people go, Star Wars, that's sci-fi. Shut up. Stop talking to me. That's space fantasy. It's here we go. But this movie from a sci-fi standpoint is probably one of the hardest sci-fi movies that you will see. As far as like the breadth and depth of the concepts that it pursues, and the multiple layers of applicability, from the idea of individualism and the importance of freedom and slavery, but also what is it to be human? What is it to begin to become part machine, part person, to extend our lives? Are we still human? What is the deciding point on that?
And that's why I used to love Star Trek so much, because it used to ask those questions. Well, not every week. Sometimes you'd have a bit of a filler episode about something, but there was a lot of not soul searching necessarily, but just contemplative thinking. I think, as I said, I don't necessarily just want to think of a puzzle and be able to fix it. I can do all that kind of stuff. That's not. I want something that is going to make me think on a conceptual level and make me expand my knowledge, I suppose, expand my my breadth of thinking, as opposed to not being brainwashed with the same bollocks over and over again. Give me something that's going to challenge me.
That's right. I think the original series was the opening of that challenge, and I think Next Generation really picked that sort of baton up and ran with it.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, Next Gen and Deep Space Nine to some level also. I mean, the episode of Duet, I don't know if you guys remember it, but it's where they capture one of the old Cardassian superintendents, and they're trying to work out if he really is that guy or if he is actually a harmless. I can't remember what it was.
The idea of war criminal, but that's in the original series.
No. Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
No, what I'm saying is that story is also pursued.
Oh, that story, yes.
Series.
I mean, you've got the was it the one with the king? Picture of which one did you go?
Yeah, where they're doing the Shakespeare, and it's the
Shakespeare
him and the
thing,
daughter.
It's similar to that. But obviously, it's but in this one, you've got the difference is that the guy is trying to atone for he's actually innocent, but he's taking on the persona of someone he saw to atone for the sins of his people, kind of thing. And again, it's beautifully done across the episode. Nothing like it these days. Nothing like it. Just nothing even close to it these days. It's also surface level these days. It's nothing. There's nothing.
Well, I think that's also the so when we were talking about, like, earnest and sincere, there's also the idea of the subtle, that I don't mean earnest and sincere like shitty 15-year-old poetry, where if I read it today I would want to go back in time and shoot myself, but the idea of a more mature approach to it while still having an earnestness and sincerity comes from being an adult and having experience.
I'm gonna shoot myself.
Oh, trust me, I would kick my inner child's ass if I had.
Oh man, yeah. No, it's quite funny actually, because I think of Lance's book, 1988, where like present day Lance is going back through his diary entries from 1988, having to go at himself. He's like, "Oh my god, you're such an emo. Sort it out. Just fucking speak to her." And I'm like, so glad I didn't keep a diary from back then. I fucking die from cringe.
Because I know, like I said, Jay and Gary would have read the books based in Bicentennial Man. Like, book wise, was there ever any like plans for making the Tricentennial Man sequel storyline?
I mean, you could pursue it, like going back to the book that I was talking about, where there's some different stories or whatever. But the idea of the Bicentennial Man and the Positronic Man, it's pretty much encapsulated by this movie. The fact that it's within the Foundation universe, and you could extend out to some of the other robot stories that he has, sure. But I don't know. First of all, they were stupid to even consider making a sequel for this in any way, right? Let it be a standalone. But that's
for sure. I mean, the impact is so much more. Yeah, the Bicentennial Man is actually the last story in this book. There's 31 short stories.
Yeah.
There's a lot of content to it. I mean, it's amazing. It is really, really good science fiction.
Yeah.
I thoroughly recommend it to people.
Yeah. Also, Jay will say sometimes not every fucking film needs to be a goddamn franchise, neither.
Most don't. Again, just like humans, things have value because there's scarcity, and tell your story, be done with it, walk the fuck off. I don't need a sequel. I don't need anything tied in, because often the only thing you're going to do is either regurgitate the same thing, but with a different costume on it, or you're going to retroactively damage the original one because you
that's the biggest problem, isn't it? I think is when you undo the work that the first one did. And again, if we're going back to the Matrix is another good example of that. Or Star Wars. Star Wars has been irreparably damaged by the
Ridley Scott has been speed running the destruction of all of his.
Ridley Scott too.
Well, don't worry, Critic Allison. She mentioned the Matrix. They're making the Matrix, the remake for the Matrix, coming out soon.
What?
Yeah, they're officially making.
I can't wait for Ridley to do the Legends sequel, prequel, interquel, whatever the hell he's going to do. That's very excited about that.
Ridley, please fucking retire already, please.
Somebody take his keys away. And
30 years ago, perhaps.
Yeah, he's gonna make. He's gonna.
You want to take his next pitch and just put it up on the fridge. We're going to put it right here where everyone can see it.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good boy, Ridley. Here, have some pudding. I think, but there are certain movies that, I love the ones that catch me off guard, that I wasn't ready for, that I wasn't expecting or whatever. Moon was one.
Oh my goodness, man!
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Beautiful.
I saw that for the first time early this year. Did a stream on it with Inside Man. And Toxic. Fucking
good. It is. Yeah, it is fantastic. Yeah. But this one was. I already had my opinion. It was fuck this movie in a variety of ways, because I'd saw the trailer and I was like, oh look, I've got Disney shitting on things that I have read and like, and they're just gonna cartoonize.
Seth Rogen's done with Animal Farm now. They're making it.
Oh God, yeah.
Talk about a middle finger to fucking George Orwell.
Well, Pink Floyd already did it with their version.
There's been a number of times this has happened. Did anybody see fucking Mickey 17?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did.
Now, I'm aware of it. I didn't watch it because I knew better.
We mentioned look at Jay mentioned Ridley Scott and his masterpiece. Don't worry, it's happening whether you like it or not.
Oh God.
Animal Farm.
It's like he's trying to destroy every single fucking great thing he used to do.
That's why I said he's speed running the destruction of his. He will, by the time he dies, have erased his existence in cinema. Yeah,
Blade Runner 3 movie. I'm really surprised.
And I have to look up Ridley because I forgot again. What was the fucking box office and budget for 2? The huge budget around 310 did 460. Oh, that masterpiece!
Right, so it lost money. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm glad that 2 was what?
He's gonna waste more money.
Pretty sure the best character in it was the monkey. All hail, whatever his name was.
And I love recently I seen that one article saying Ridley Scott's like, oh, you guys understand the chorus technology. They could flood the Coliseums and put water in there. Okay, I'll give you that much. You probably could have put water in Coliseums. What you weren't doing is transporting fucking great white sharks.
Yeah.
It was the sharks with freaking laser beams that we started to have a problem with there.
I think the problem is that by the time Caracalla and Geta were joint emperors, even though they weren't joint emperors, that the Colosseum had already been excavated, so you had the Hypogeum underneath.
Yeah,
and it stopped flooding the Colosseum about 120 years prior to when Gladiator 2 takes place. So
Gladiator itself also goes history. I don't know what you're talking about. I have names. I'm going to mix them up and then it's like
because apparently Marcus Aurelius was a very, very old man when he died, according to Gladiator. Which he wasn't.
No.
My favorite thing about Gladiator, I couldn't believe it. I nearly threw my fucking cup at the cinema screen. I swear to God. Is when they go down and they see Maximus's armor on the wall, and his famous quote is written above it in
English.
In English.
Yes.
In English.
Yeah.
You see Russell Crowe.
And I was just like, there is the ultimate in we think the audience is stupid.
Yeah. There you go, you fucking dummies.
Yeah, I was broken then. I was just like, no, I what? No, fucking no, just
Yeah, it's funny because you know, as soon as that I knew that was coming out, I thought, or the moment I knew it was going into production, I thought, do you know what? I would rather have had Nick Cave's version of Gladiator 2 because I knew that it was going to be a Ridley Scott travesty.
Yeah, I mean, you see Ridley Scott on things these days, and I'm just like, no,
it's no longer a stamp of quality, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, The Martian was his last film, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't particularly.
I'm not overwhelmed with The Martian.
No, I don't. I thought the book was mediocre, and I thought the film was.
I'm really wondering how they're going to adapt Project Hail Mary. I'm now about 30 pages from the end, and I think that The Martian is actually a better book.
Yeah.
I think Project Hail Mary again has some very clever ideas in it, and Andy Weir has a way of explaining advanced sci-fi concepts within the plot.
Yeah.
He really does research in that perspective.
Is he just running with an author? Is that what he's doing? He's just running with an author who's thinking, well, you know, Andy Weir, The Martian, you know, I think I can.
I mean, I know Ridley Scott isn't doing Project Hail Mary. It's Christopher Phil Lord.
But is he producing it?
As far as I know, Scott Free Productions are not involved in any way.
Oh, they're not.
Very, very fucking happy.
Let me just double check. Actually, something called the Dog Stars coming out for 2026. A new movie.
The Dog Star.
The Dog Stars.
The Dog Star.
Well, that sounds serious.
Yeah.
There is a series I'd really like to see get adapted. Actually, it's a Kevin J. Anderson series called The Saga of Seven Sons. It's a book series, very good. I'd like to see that make it to TV.
So it's based on a book based of the same name by Peter Heller, published in 2012. It revolves around two men who are desperately trying to survive in the near future after a pandemic. Okay.
Okay.
I need another post-apocalyptic.
Anyway, you guys, I'm going to jump off now. Thanks for having me on.
All right, then, mate.
I wish I could do a bit more, but probably next time for the next stream. But
no worries. Friday's Muppets anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, Muppets Christmas.
And apparently we're all watching the Muppets movie as well. So
I think we've got Rachel Piercy on there as well. So, and I think Miss Sparkles wants to come on. So it might be already a bit of a big panel though. So
good thing is I actually did work on that thing. So
so I'll get you on there as well. Then just because you did work on it.
Bless your heart.
Goodwin, I'll try and get you on for something else. I don't know when, but I'll let you know.
I'm a picky bastard. You know how I am.
I will be doing a Christmas stream sometime, maybe Monday or Tuesday instead of Friday on the week, because I want to do something before Christmas. So, yeah, I'll get back to you on that one first. So, thanks for having me on, and everyone else, take care.
Look after yourself, mate.
Now, of course, the most important thing Ridley Scott's making after the massive success that was Alien Romulus.
Alien Romulus really upset me.
Oh, well, don't
Not
worry.
Because it was crap.
There's more coming.
Everybody lapped it up like it was fucking the best thing ever.
I can understand it. I mean, there was a nice kind of aesthetic to it, to a degree.
Yeah, it looked all right. It brought some of the horror and the tension back, but it was so badly written that again,
I mean, it was terribly.
And nothing but callbacks. Nothing but callbacks.
Everything.
The bit where what's the name signs off with Ripley sign off again. I just said "fuck you" film really loudly.
Yeah, it was like a shitty local cover band doing the greatest hits of
it was
at the county fair.
Yeah.
Well, as Jay knows, there's people that we've met on the internet that think that Romulus is better than Aliens.
I don't. Yes,
I have video evidence.
I'm not joking.
I did a stream with somebody who thinks that it's better than the original Alien.
Oh my god!
And you know that person very well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had well, we also know someone who was like, no, this is pretty good, and I was like, you sure about that? And no, and so I started pointing out some bullshit or whatever, and about a week later she came back and she was like, oh, you're right, this is some shit. And I was like, I don't know how you watched it other than just, I like a spectacle, is this thing, noise, but think about it. But I can't watch a movie and not be thinking while watching it. And the opening, everybody goes, sorry, except for this part. And I was like, the world building was shit. None of it made any sense.
Yeah,
it was a fucking
just
joke from the get-go. I just fuck this movie.
I think what scared me about Modern People is I looked at some reviews for Aliens, 1986's Aliens, which have got a video coming out on IMDb, and it's got some 5s and 6s.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Well,
no, it's one of the best screenplays ever fucking written.
I mean, the thing you have to remember in the 80s, especially with critics, is they were
no. I mean, like, I think it was fairly well reviewed at the time. This is IMDb, like, people reviews, probably young people who just.
I guarantee. Well, half of them are like, but I ate up Predator Badlands. That's excellent, and Alien Earth is the greatest thing ever. And I was like, I don't know how many times you were dropped on your head as a child, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah. I mean, there comes a point at which I think we maybe need to eradicate people for the sake of the human race.
Yes.
And I think people that thought Alien Earth was good would be a good start.
Look, all I know is that ass is going to win all of the Oscars. And there was a time when we cared whose ass it was and why it was farting. I no longer believe that time can come again.
Hey, look, we can't go and see. Look, the masterpiece that was this thing from Alien Romulus.
The scary thing is that's a real bloke as well in a suit.
Yeah, fucking Romulus.
It's not CG. Romulus is just
Kentucky Fried Dog shit. That in when I saw it at the end, I stood up, gave a middle finger to the screen, and yelled, "Fuck you, Ridley!"
Yeah. I said, "Fuck you," film at 2 points in this film. One was definitely the sign off.
Yeah.
What was the second? I think it was "Get away from her, you bitch." I was just like,
honestly, it's the kind of. I mean, that was the moment where I thought, please, can somebody kick me in the balls?
Yeah, and also it goes Porky Pig with it. Get away from her, you bitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, God. Yeah. So yeah, Jay, thanks. Are you hopping on tonight? So our buddy Nick is doing.
No, so I had some excitement yesterday. I was sitting here in stately Goodwin Manor when all of a sudden lights go out in my office and UPS starts screaming, and I'm like, what the hell? And I go out and I can see lights in other areas. It was like, okay, well, this is not a house-wide affair, but there was nothing that I'd done that would have tripped a breaker or something like that. And I go down there and I don't show any breakers tripped. But I've lost like multiple rooms and outlets and stuff like that. I'm like, what the hell's going on? My main breaker in my panel box had decided that it didn't want to feed power to one leg of the box. So all 240 volt stuff is off because it only has one leg, and half of my circuits were disconnected. So I promptly started swapping around to triage the things I want to have power on. And earlier today went and bought a replacement breaker box. So my evening is going to be swapping all of my electricals over to a new box.
Yeah, no, I seen you put that in group chat. I didn't know if you did that earlier or something. How long of a task that is to do?
It's going to be a day. I'm going to guess it'll be a big Twinkie because as an added bonus, when the electric company decided that they would replace normal meters with the smart meters, they removed the shutoff switch, and so you would have to call them out to shut off power. And so I'm going to be doing some of this swapping with live coming into the house.
Shit. Yeah, actually, funny part, we've already had that the past 6 months. They took out we have a new Wi-Fi meter that's for gas, but then they said, I got an email yesterday that they're going to put a new meter like next week or something. I'm like, I'm losing track. Yeah, they said eventually the whole point is they want to make everything wireless and Wi-Fi. But
well, they also want to be able to do more spot pricing of residential.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, yeah, well, I mean, so I'm heading on. So I'm about to hit the gym in a little while. Nick wants us to do Ninja Turtles, the '89 film, which I again, brought my son to see this and practical effects and those guys in suits. Still to this day, as mentioned to you guys, bringing my kid to see The Shining, Ninja Turtles, seeing films, fucking such. It definitely holds up well with the practical effects, not the sequels.
It is the
apart from when you see the actual space behind Raphael's teeth.
Yeah,
the only interest that I have in that movie is Henson's excellent practical effects that they did for that or whatever. I could give a damn about the story because I couldn't care about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It's got a big rat, so I care. But in the fight scenes, but the choreography is still fantastic to this day.
Yeah.
But so covering that with
I mean, just like those suits weighed a lot.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
Like a lot. That must have been such a hard shoot for the guys.
Well, not only that, but the number of puppeteers that are running the faces on them and all that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Animatronics. So, all right, cool. Thanks, Jay, for covering Bicentennial, man. As you always say, like, I mean, I'm not trying to get a thousand live viewers, but if anybody would ever watch the replay on this, just do me a favor and go watch Bicentennial, man. Don't care about my stream. It's such an underrated film. And yeah, if I had to pick my top 5 of all time underrated films, when Jay mentioned that, I'm like I said, I love all my friends, but out of all my friends group, I'm the only person that liked it because all my friends were just into the Blade and the Matrix and fucking Schwarzenegger films. And like I'm 19 watching this film, like am I not, why am I only person on liking this fucking film? And
it's one of those films that very much passed people by at the time. It never really, unfortunately, achieved that cult status either.
No.
I do think it has a few problems, but I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
As like you said, I think because the problem is for most people, genre films are very hard to market and to get mass audience appeal. That's the thing. I mean, I'd say like Jay, to you and Gary, besides like what Ghost in the Shell maybe and like Akira, like not many, and Blade Runner, but like not many sci-fi films hit that cult status.
I mean, there the number of sci-fi films that do but the thing is that it has to get in front of the sci-fi audience, and the problem is that the marketing ensured that was not going to happen. Had you marketed this as what it actually was, I'd have been in the seat watching it. I may have been the only one, but I'd have been there because hey, look, sci-fi and actual stuff that I familiar with and know the depth of the philosophical concerns that come with it. The fact that I saw it and it was like, oh, this is just Bicentennial Man in name only because I saw that trailer and fuck off, this isn't a comedy. And so I would not have seen it except for accidentally being awake at 2 a.m. and it was on Cinemax.
This is weird, isn't it? It's one of those, I mean, it's like the Free-Bodied Problem, which is a very clever and interesting book, and the TV show for it just made it look like it was written by a fucking retard.
Well, that's because it was written by a retard, and for that TV show,
the Western version, the TV adaptation,
the version is actually good.
It's just I suppose I just don't have any confidence in the people that are doing this stuff now. The second Ghost in the Shell film, Innocence, the anime, is very good. That's well worth a watch. Innocence. It's quite old now. Yeah, that's it. 2004.
Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, we'll figure out next show. But say good one. We bust his balls, but like when Jay picks good movies, fucking picks some good movies.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Good movie.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Have you ever done Strange Days?
I don't know what that is.
You haven't seen?
You don't know what Strange Days?
You don't know what Strange Days is?
I'll watch it.
That was also, I think it was the same year, right? 1999.
It's my favorite film of all time, dude. You need to watch Strange Days.
It's a good movie.
Days. It is.
I'm not gonna say it's the best film of all time. It's just my favorite film of all time.
Why is this not ringing a bell to me?
Jim Cameron writ it. Oh my God.
Yeah, he wrote it. He definitely did
Bigelow
writ it.
directed
Catherine
it.
Bigelow.
It's set at the dawn of the year 2000, and the black market.
It's got Ray Fiennes, Jennifer Bassett, Joe Lewis, Tom Sizemore.
You put a thing on your head, and you experience those memories as if you were there. So it's like virtual reality plus.
William
and this ex-cop played by Ralph Fiennes, Lenny, ends up embroiled in a murder mystery plot that has more significance behind it than just being a murder mystery plot.
It's got this cast is fucking.
It's brilliant, man. It's one of my favorite Michael Wincott roles next to The Crow.
Honestly, I will watch this tonight. I can't think of this fucking film.
So if you watch this, then you have to go back and watch the excellent Christopher Walken movie Brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So budget was 42. That's why. Budget was 42. Only did 17.
Yeah, it didn't do well.
That's
it's a brilliant film.
No, man, I just didn't.
And you got Ralph Fiennes' character Lenny is pining over his ex-girlfriend Faith, while at the same time Angela Bassett plays a character who's kind of got an unrequited love for Lenny's case. Dude, I love Strange Days. I love Strange Days. It's fucking brilliant. The fact you get to see Juliette Lewis's tits has got nothing to do with it at all. It's just fucking brilliant.
It's got a strong cult following. Yes, I will watch it. I just can't think of this.
Great soundtrack to it as well, dude. Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
Of course, poor marketing and lack of audience understanding.
Yep.
Jesus.
So check it out, man. I'd be interested to see what you think. And if you want to do a watch along at some point, I would be well up for it.
Yeah, this further supports my my opinion that the women around James Cameron are more talented than James Cameron. Gail Ann Hurd and Catherine Bigelow both made some bangers. He hasn't made shit without them.
Yeah, it's true. I watched the Aliens Expanded documentary and found out that Gail Ann Hurd does actually technically appear in Aliens.
That's why I said, since 1981, I feel like I've seen every time I'm like, hey, I've seen 1,000 films. A new fucking film pops up I didn't see. Like, holy shit! I never. And I was in 14, so it's not like this isn't my. I just. All right. I mean,
check it out. Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Brainstorm. What was that, Gary? Brainstorm 83.
Mid 80s, I think.
Yeah, 4. I thought it was.
I think it might have been.
We might have got it in 4.
83 because it was Natalie Wood's last movie. She died.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. 80. Oh shit. Yeah. Brainstorm. Yeah. Been a long
Another
time.
80s film that seems to not mind so much.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, actually, yes. So she did finish her scenes though before she died. Okay.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yeah, but they nearly stopped the movie and were just like the hell with it when she died, and they managed to get it out. But yeah, Douglas Trumbull was when Robert Wagner pushed her off the boat.
Oops. And the other person in that, if you want another Star Trek link, because there always is one, is Louise Fletcher, who played Kai Wynn in Deep Space Nine, the most hated woman on the planet.
Well, so Nurse Ratched.
Nurse Ratched, yes, exactly, yeah. Played 2 of them.
So the critics and audience, man, just didn't like it. I mean,
again, because it was it's a smart movie that that covers some pretty deep things. And
this is the problem. I mean, these films do tend to go over. This is why shite like Avatar, as I said, as pretty as it is, makes billions of pounds, but it's got no
substance.
It's got no substance to it.
Yeah, it's like going to a fireworks display. It's
exactly.
a hell of a spectacle, but there's no real story.
Do you know, that's exactly what it is. And this is, I think, what movies are at the moment. It is going to a fireworks display and just, relaying to your friends, oh, yeah, there was this big firework that went boom. And so describe it. I don't know. It was kind of big and
very bright.
Anyway, let's have a beer.
I believe there was blue. There was green.
It was also guns too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a big noise.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go hit the gym and talk to these guys. So I'll see you for tonight for Next Mask Mondays. Luke's doing the Christmas Carol, and I figure out whatever Jay and Gary want to cover next. And
what the hell's going on Wednesday? Is this replacing Wednesday? I have no idea.
We'll figure it out because I'm just so busy.
I didn't even know this was on today. I thought this was tomorrow. I was so unprepared.
See, fucking goddamn Brits. You weird ass time. All right.
These English people.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll do the outro. See you next time.
See you later.